And we are live. Welcome everybody to another episode of You Know What? Let me just say podcast. I am your host Ray. With me as always, we have Dion.
What's happening?
We have Q to Reach God.
Yeah.
We got Crystal.
What it do?
And we have D Wolf.
Yo, ready to go.
How are we doing, everybody?
Great.
Yeah, doing good.
All right. So without further ado, let's get into it because the first topic, I feel like we all might have something to say about this. Black Lives Matter co-founder stepping down from an organization. So most of y'all don't know, Black Lives Matter co-founder Patrice Cullors has announced she is transitioning out of her role as executive director. On Thursday, she said on YouTube channel, "I feel excited for me and my next journey." Cullors revealed that at the end of 2019, she has stepped back from the organization, but people within Black Lives Matter asked her to come back during last summer uprising. And then this is kind of going off topic. Everybody's kind of like been going at her since she bought that $3 million mansion. So I
That's
think
why
a
she's
lot of
stepping down.
people, huh?
So that's why she's stepping down.
You didn't believe that at first, though, Dion, or you didn't care at first.
I don't, but I'm just saying that's why she's stepping down because people are coming out ahead about that house.
All right, so let's get it. So let's get into it. How do you feel about Patrice Cullors stepping down?
No one?
Who? I'm about to say who.
Well,
But Dion, do you want to start?
okay.
I said what I wanted to say about that one.
Oh,
Okay, who else wants to jump in?
I
Well,
just okay. You go ahead.
I was unaware that it was her. I thought it was the other guy. I forgot his name. I think his name starts with Rashad.
I think he's stepping down too. I heard a bunch of people were stepping down. So
Well, that's what I was.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I was listening on. I was unaware that the woman that was buying mansions was stepping down. So I didn't read much on her because it seems like the hot topic was him. But I do have a lot to say, but it's on the other guy. It's on the other.
go ahead. You can talk about it.
All right. So when he did his interviews, he was stating that the whole reason for him stepping down was because the money that they made, which was about 90 million, I believe, was not being invested into the Black community. And I find it interesting that that's the reason he's stepping down, not the embezzlement of money and, what's really going on the financial aspect of things. Just because it's not being funneled in the Black community, it should be bigger than that. You should have seen it ahead of time. I find it as a way for him to, like just bow out because someone else is stepping down as well. Because at the end of the day, money doesn't teach children. The school system is not geared to complement the minds of Black children in the system, and we've seen it every day. And it's interesting. People from the Caribbean, they come to this country and they have less access to tools and aiding of their education, but yet when they come to this country, they're the ones on the honor rolls. They're the ones, going past the norm of what the average GPA is in the school system. So I just feel like it's a front for something more devious.
yep, totally agree.
I'm about to say, is there any other explanation? I think we all agree that it's something more.
Yeah, it's also like I think I said this like a couple of weeks already that things are being revealed. Like there's something on all of them, and I've been saying this for the longest. These people, once you find out who they're getting their money from to begin with, and I mean this is before the donations that they're complaining about now. I mean behind the organization, this was all a political thing that was basically generated with the whole Trayvon Martin thing.
Thank you.
And I'm going to give a example of another reason why. Another person, you brought up Patrice Cullors. The whole house thing wasn't the only thing. They have footage of her speaking speaking to I guess a group of college kids, and she was explaining how she used Mao's Marxist tactics, which was the basis of her book, and she was being complimented on that, and she was like gloating about she was gloating about it. And everybody who's in the know knows that Marxist thing, that's what got China to where they are today. Exactly what, and we're screaming about stop Asian hate. That group is already, that's where they got this from. That's why they're where they are now. That's why we have to deal with the whole, CPP and all that with the virus and shit like that. This is all connected, and that's another reason people are seeing that they're putting the pieces together. And a lot of things are coming about a lot of them.
Q, you got anything to say?
No, I pretty much agree with everything that's said. I'm a plain and simple guy. There's always somebody bigger and better behind everything. I feel like everything was a plot. I think everything hit the fan when something didn't go the way anybody wanted it to go. So, that's always what happens. So that's how it is.
Not Martin Luther King. Malcolm X already warned us about this. If it's an organization for Black people, if it ain't from us, like you gotta you gotta stay away from that. He warned us about this a long time ago, and he was right about it. Every organization that did not come directly from the ground up, or is not being funded by Blacks, it's never a good thing. It's always part of the agenda. Guess where this money is coming from for them in particular? From George Soros. From George Soros specifically. And that guy is a confirmed Nazi. He admitted it on TV. And
I'm surprised he's not in jail.
He's too rich. He's too rich. I know his time's coming, but he's the one that funded, Hillary and all them. So it made sense this was gonna happen. I saw this coming a long time ago.
For a long time, I didn't even know who led the organization. It just popped up out of nowhere, and that right there drew a red flag for me.
Yep.
Just because there was never like somebody who was like, for a long time. This Black Lives Matter organization has been going on for an X amount of years, and it's just like it's only been brought to my attention recently of who is like the founder, I guess, per se. I guess that's how but I just found out, and that even back then I didn't really support the actual like organization, but I supported the movement, of course. But no, I always thought it was janky. Anything like that, I thought it was janky.
Yeah, if you try talking about this stuff, they'll just flag your shit. So
yeah, exactly.
And it started with Trayvon Martin.
Yeah. So, yep.
That's the whole thing. That was the catalyst of it. That was like the birth of it.
Yeah.
And because it was about some political race, I was out in Florida. It started with them. Then it just started using every tragedy to get the recognition and build up and like getting into Black people's minds and all that stuff. Because you complain, they complain about Black men getting shot in the road, but they're talking about a society without a nuclear family where the man doesn't matter. So which one is it?
Which is actually on the website.
Yeah, and they removed it since. Like after the heat was on him, they removed it since. I don't know if it's back, but now we have recordings of her saying this. Exactly what was on the website. So I don't know why they bothered erasing it, but
I think the biggest. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was going to say, Father done into the chat. How you doing, Father?
My guy.
I'm here. We here.
He's here. Okay.
He's here.
To catch you up to speed, we're talking about Patrice Sellers and her stepping down. But go ahead, Crystal, as you were saying.
I think the biggest red flag in any organization that raises money for a particular ethnic group is if a family member says, or if a family says that money was raised by BLM, about $5,000, and they are having a hard time even getting in contact with them, and they've been shunned by the BLM organization, that's the biggest red flag there is. That means that they're not for them. And this is for a funeral for her son. And I forgot the lady's name, and I came up short on the facts, but that's just one of many families that's been going through where BLM is raising particular money for their daughter's or son's death, and they're not getting the money that was raised for them.
I've always said I love the slogan, but I never trusted the organization for many reasons. Like D Wolf said, I've looked on the internet and you could tell it wasn't really for the black man, really. And it just like if the organization seemed really opportunistic. So I've always said the slogan I support because as a black man, my life does matter. But the organization, nah, I it's like I've always side-eyed it. And like I said about about her buying the mansions, it's like I see why am I seeing like your personal stuff like being put out there and like not where is the money that Black Lives Matter is doing with it? Because I
Right.
think a lot of people have done asked where's the money going? What are we donating to and what are you going to do with the money? And it seems like no one knows. And it's I know a lot of people like um we shun pocket watching, but I feel like for this sole reason we should be pocket watching because if you're going to donate to the organization, we should know what that organization is going to do to the community. It's like, yes, you see them out there, but it's like, are they really like trying to build into the community or are they just trying to get money from us? And the one thing I don't like seeing, I can understand if like, if let's say the white man or other people do it. I really hate it when like our own people get really money hungry and greedy and then it's just like take from our community when we know we don't have much as is and like people put their trust in these people and it seems like it doesn't go nowhere. So that's why this is why like a lot of people don't trust politics and all that because it seems like they don't do for them they don't do for us. They gotta do for themselves for their money and all that other stuff. So I personally like I personally said this all the time. I one day I will hope that we find somebody that's really for the cause and they really put stuff in community. That way we could support them and then like they could put stuff in community. Maybe we could see improvements in the community better than just uh like us finding out their private lives and all that other stuff. It's like I like Tamika Mallory, but at the same time I don't want to see her in a GMC commercial.
Exactly.
Like as like even with the joint with Lil Baby, her on Lil Baby, I think that was I forgot what awards was that the Grammys. Like that's cool, but you looking more like like it just makes you look more like an opportunist than an activist, and
Right.
it like it bothers me. And I like her, and I but that one just kind of threw me off. Father, you got anything to say about this before we move on?
All right. So first off, I was in agreement with Black Lives Matter, as like slogan and everything. But recently, I don't even agree with the slogan, and I'm gonna explain why. If I have to tell you my life matters, it means my life really doesn't matter to you. If I have to tell you, if I have to remind you, if I have to come up with cute little slogans, if I have to go fucking twerking near the White House like they did when Joe Biden became president or whatever, when I have to resort to such tokenism and coonery in order for people to understand that my life matters, that means my life really doesn't matter. And I feel like that's been Black Lives Matter in a nutshell on the activism side. Because now you had Negroes sitting around here playing around, doing the Dougie with cops, fucking putting Black Lives Matter on streets as if it's supposed to do something, as it's supposed to stop bullets from killing young children and killing black folks off the street that have absolutely nothing to do with the crimes they're being, accused of. Like, when are we going to get to a point where the code is the leader and us not looking for a damn leader to save us? We've been looking for a damn leader to save us ever since Martin Luther King died, and ever since the only thing that we have to show for it is bootlicks and people who fucking star in commercials, people who fucking go over to the White House or go over to these political gatherings and do nothing but filibuster and say shit that black people want to hear, but don't really do anything to empower the community or to provide legislation that would help fix the problems of the community in the first place. In 1 year, Asian people got shit done more than black people have in 100 motherfucking years. We couldn't even get people to admit that Tulsa was a massacre until Biden said it all because a woman who was 107 years old testified against court. Until then, nobody said shit. But I'm supposed to believe that Black Lives Matter. I'm supposed to believe that people are out here trying to do the work in order to empower Black folks. But instead, they just want to check in their pocket because we have been so disenfranchised that we have to turn it to activism for one of our fundraisings. So you can miss me with all the Black Lives Matter now. I'm all about stopping racism. When are we going to stop racism? When are we going to stop these white supremacists from going into office, for being the police officers, from going into the medical field, from going into all these important infrastructural positions that actually disenfranchise Black people even further because the right people aren't in there and they aren't checked until someone says nigga and it goes viral on fucking Facebook. So,
yep. And it became all marketing. It became all marketing after that. Now, every business you walk into, it's on their TV, it's on their banner outside. Like, even a fast food restaurant, you'll see it. So you know, and then what's changed, right? Right? And nothing's changing. And they were supposed to, and what, you wait till a tragedy to say something? You could have been doing something in the meantime, or doing something to prevent this, doing nothing but just shouting on TV and putting their banner in.
Bruh, they had till the 1920s to do something. Now, all of a sudden, I'm supposed to clap for motherfuckers because they removed Uncle Ben from the Uncle Ben's box. They removed Aunt Jemima. And now I'm supposed to celebrate and be happy because they removed their damn tokenism. Fuck y'all.
I like Aunt Jemima too. Damn it.
Yeah, they didn't have to. I think that was just...
that wasn't necessary.
I was saying that.
Y'all almost made me
spit
out my fucking water.
It's like I understand where it came from in the history of that, but I said, they could have like redid all that and just like rebranded as like something modern. Like
they could have renamed her.
I don't even think they could have renamed her. You could just like, how they reboot characters and all that other stuff. You can't reboot a brand.
What you mean rename her? She's supposed to be the artist woman.
You can't like you can't make Miss Butterworth look like an Instagram model or something like that.
I better say, what you gonna make her look like Cardi B, my guy?
For Dominican style pancakes, we got some Cardi B, some dark. We got some Amari La Negra.
Hey,
we got
Stop it. For spicy, we got Scissor.
For albino syrup, we got Amber Rose. We got all that.
That's all everyone's problem. They should just put anime characters. Period.
Yeah,
anime saves everything.
Taking that back.
Like for some light syrup, we got Rachel Dolezal. Yeah, we got all that. What do you?
Wow.
What do you mean we got? Any last words before we move on to our next topic?
Stop the symbolism. # stop the fucking symbolism.
Please, let's do stuff. Let's get shit done instead of talking about getting shit done. Let's just get shit done.
I'm just waiting for the next Negro they put up for the fucking inauguration to recite a poem.
And
speaking of BL, whatever happened to what's his name? DeAndre McCotton. Like
who?
He was in Black Lives. What's his name? DeAndre McCotton is like he was all up in the BLM.
I don't even trust that. I don't know who that is. I don't trust him already just because he has cotton in his name. Get the fuck out of here.
Can we finally, as a people, not be Black people and do shit on time and correctly?
No, the fuck.
That's the problem.
Doing things on our own time is part of our culture, man. Come on, stop that.
Look, that's why we don't never get shit done.
No, we get shit done just on our time.
Yeah, what the fuck is that? So when is our time now?
When it's done.
Man, it's been our time. It's been our time. Damn it.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like, what the fuck?
Doing things on time. That's that white people shit.
All right. In our next news, Naomi Osaka, I believe she was supposed to be at the French Open, but she stepped down during mental health reasons. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, from Pierce Morgan to Candace Owens to anybody else, they kind of like was berating her and all that other stuff.
Yeah,
So
I've seen it.
yeah, so Father, you brought this topic to me, so I want you to start. How do you feel
Hold on,
about?
before Father says something, can we not mention Candace Owen on this podcast
Mhm.
anymore?
Nah, it's
Nah,
for a
it
reason.
needs to be.
It's
It
for a
needs
reason.
to be. It's for a reason.
All right,
So,
let's go.
like, I know how you feel about it. Like, I know how a lot of people feel about it. But she was like, she was really going at her. So Father, I'm gonna start this with you since you brought it up. Like, how do you feel that um this has happened?
So first off, shout out to Naomi Osaka for being a fucking boss and telling these motherfuckers no. That's powerful as fuck. And second of all, what I want to say about the whole situation is this hopefully will start a precedent to where people will start demanding that their mental health is taken into consideration when it comes to like jobs or like a career or something that or whether like you're in a professional setting, like that shit does matter because for too long people go show up to work miserable as fuck. For too long people show up and they have to like repress whatever they're feeling or whatever they're going through in order to perform and execute and provide profit for people that don't really give a fuck about them in the first place. And the fact that Naomi Osaka had to tell people, she had to tell people, yo, my mental health is not all that great. My people are dying every time I'm in the news. Like every time it's in the news, like, 2020 was a horrible year for everyone. I'm not just going to sit here and play tennis for your amusement. Like, I'm going through shit. And then these people were like, oh, man, we're just going to give her a $50,000 fine. How dare she say some shit like that? And then now she left. And this is supposed to be one of the best. This is supposed to be the best tennis player in the world right now, if you want to put it out there. So my thing is about this whole thing is that it's important for us to pay attention to how she's being treated because these are the very same people that get a lot of money and get a lot of funding from different sponsors and endorsements and shit like that. Pay attention to that type of shit because Naomi Osaka, while she forfeited her French Open competition, while she forfeited that competition, I feel like the real big thing is going to be how these companies rally behind her. I mean, we've already seen Will Smith and Serena Williams back her and support her in her decision, which I like to see. You should be supporting something like that because it's very important. But at the same time, the only thing that really worries me is how they're going to spin this to try to make her look like she's the one that's being ungrateful, like the same shit they did with Serena Williams when she had that quote unquote temper tantrum, and I'm like, that wasn't no fucking temper tantrum. She got frustrated. It's a sport. Everybody gets frustrated when you're playing a sport. It comes with the territory. So I don't understand why they gotta resort to all these fucking narratives, all because they doing something, all because she decided to take her health into and prioritize her health, and now they mad. You know what I'm saying? It's like very demonic to me almost. So I just hope that Naomi Osaka, she does whatever it is possible to put herself first in any position whatsoever. And at the very end of the day, while you may love tennis, while you may love the aspect of competition, these are still human beings. So just respect humanity.
Anybody else want to jump in on this?
Um, so I know that Fada mentioned that Serena Williams had Osaka's back. I tend to disagree only because I did see an interview with her mentioning her name, and she made it sound like she was built thinner in emotions than her.
Oh, the thick skin and the thin skin thing.
Yeah, that was not needed. I don't know if she's like emotionally aware of how she sounds when she's speaking and presenting herself to the world, speaking of someone else. But here's the thing, you have to be strong to even analyze yourself and find the strength to tell people that it's really none of their business. That's like a HIPAA violation in my that you have to take care of your mental health. Even when I worked in the medical field, at the end of the day, if someone had mental issues, we couldn't see exactly what it was, or if they had, it would have some weird code. So the fact that she went in front of the world and had to keep telling people and then finally just telling them exactly, oh, I'm going through depression, this and that whole place, that French opening and stuff, should be sued because she was forced to do something that was against her human rights as a person. Her privacy was violated.
Anyone else want to jump in on this?
I generally commend her for opening her mouth.
I guess there's okay, so there's a whole lot of things like behind this and going on in the background, but I totally agree when it comes to her mental health, and she made the decision just because of what's going on and the pressure she was under, knowing she has that condition where she's not used, she doesn't want to be in front of the camera and deal with all that. But I always have to think back and think of, has this happened before? And also, if you're this good, and this comes with the territory of playing sports. So I know, because I'm the same way. I'm the same way when it comes to public speaking and this and the other. And it took a lot, and I didn't have anybody to teach me. I went through a intense, like a full year of meditation to get out of that, to work myself out of that, because I was depressed and antisocial, all that stuff I had to deal with, and I had to break out of it. And so I'm saying, when you have, even if you can't do it on your own, and you're in the spotlight, you're going to be asked questions, and going in, especially when you're a mixed race person, right, and you're this successful, that's going to come up. You got to seek a way to get past this, so you can do your job, so you can say what you have to say. It doesn't don't make it a crutch or a problem. And I'm sure there are times she wants to be heard, but she can't say it because she can't say it. It's hard for her to come out and say it. She's not used to these situations. So I would wonder, knowing that there's plenty of I'm sure there's plenty of athletes that deal with this, but had to get out of it and break out of it and learn how. Like, did she take any avenues to pull herself out of this so she can speak? It's her choice, and that's another thing about me, whatever you choose, it's your life, it's your choice. It doesn't matter what public pressure you have. You don't have to do shit. But at the cost of your career, when all you have to do, you could just make this something small. You can overcome something, and yeah, especially after that game with her and Serena. There were questions, like most people from the Black community was like on her about embracing more of her Japanese side instead of her Haitian side, and this and the other. With all that, I'm sure she has thoughts, but I'm sure she's seen what's going on when you do, and you're in the spotlight and you do state your opinion. How would that affect her? It might be even worse. So she chose silence instead. You got to put all those factors in. I can't just leave it at just her mental state and this and the other, because this is not new. This is new. Her not saying anything, that's new to me. Usually you hear stories of people overcoming and say, yeah, this is one of the things I had to do. I mean, this is my career, and people are going to want to talk to me. They want to know what I know. I have fans, what's going on in my mind. But then again, you have Twitter and stuff. So yeah.
I feel like we live in an era where athletes are more open with speaking about mental health. It kind of started in the NFL towards the concussion situation, where people were mentioning how concussions and how the safety of players were affecting players and their mental health and creating other problems within their lives, where some actually died in these situations. And even in the NBA, you got players like DeMar DeRozan, you got Kyrie Irving, you got Kevin Durant, players who are very open and, are very, fluent when talking about mental health. So with this situation, I felt like in reality, I expected the backlash because it happens all the time. It happens all the time in pro sports because it's more of a shut up and play type of, system that is being taken over by these more open and freely speaking athletes. She's 23 years old. I like her a lot. She is the best tennis player in the world, and I do feel like it was smart for her to, pull herself out of the what is it, the French? I think it's the French Open, and because it generally would have affected her game, and it. Some people need to take breaks, need to take time. Serena played years and years and years and years and years, and the moment she, like Father, mentioned, the moment she had a temper tantrum is a problem. The moment somebody acts aggressive towards the game or acts emotional towards the game, and they, like I said, it's a shut up and play situation where athletes are being more and more open and, fluent to say what they want to say out their mouths, and it's starting to really poke fun or really pick at the people who look at these sports as a political situation other than an entertainment situation. I hate Candace Owens. I really don't like her. I'm sorry. I know I really don't like her.
No one
Like
does.
it's like I really felt like I really had to really dig deep and say it. Like I joke about Bad Baby, I joke about Azalea Banks because they generally have mental problems, but it's not really that bad. They just seek attention sometimes. But Candace Owens is really an ignorant person who believes in this white supremacy and embraces it and speaks out about it and speaks out, in favor to it and doesn't defend us and doesn't defend the black person. I don't understand her purpose here. I used to think it was for attention, but at this point, like nobody gives her attention and she still says these things. And it's like, for what? And but all in all, I just feel like this was a very smart and strategic move for her to, pull herself out of this, competition. What is one competition when you're 23 years old? It's Serena playing until she's 50. Like what is one? You're not missing out on anything. You have endorsements. You have other things going on in your life. If you decide to take a step away from one tournament to get yourself together, to get yourself back to where you want to play the game that you love. Because a lot of these players play the game and they don't love it anymore. And you can see it in their effort and in their, their nutrition and their daily routines and how they take care of themselves. And you can see it. She has a very, very, very bright future. Like she can be one of the greatest ever. She just beat the greatest ever in the tournament not too long ago. So it's set in stone for her to be great. But now it's like you have to run your own pace. These are situations where I commend LeBron James. I commend, other players who really speak out on situations at hand when they're supposed to. And yeah, that's what I gotta say.
I'll be honest, like me 10 years ago, I probably would have looked at her as like, what the hell she's talking about. If you get paid a lot of money, you should go out there and play no matter what the situation. It's like now that I'm older, I just like you realize that not everybody has that mental fortitude that a lot of people has. Like, um, even even with Serena's whole thin skin thing, I think it was shady. It's like even if she's probably right, maybe I'm not saying she is right, even if she has a point. I think the way she came off or the way she worded it, it was very shady, in my opinion. But I also learned from the Last Dance is just like when Dennis Rodman, he felt like he wasn't himself. He took a mental break, even though like that situation is more hilarious than Naomi Osaka because Jordan had to go
Very
get
hilarious.
him.
Very hilarious. That's Dennis.
Like that's Dennis Rodman. He's like he was supposed to be gone for like 48 hours. The man takes a week off, and Jordan got to go get him. But I understand, but I do understand, like he needed that break, and like some people, like mental health wise, he's like sometimes you just need a break from things. Like I think some of our older people they're just used to working things through, and like some of them never really sought therapy and never really like got most of their stuff out. So that's why like a lot of people are just like shooking up soda bottles and like if you mess with them they just burst out. Or like most people just dive into their work and then just burrow themselves into working and just not do stuff. So but I
But
do feel like she said, you need a break. Is what's one fresh open game that I don't want clay on out like that. You want to get clay on your damn outfit that's just never going to come off anyway. So I'm happy she do this, but it does show. And Father done said this right. No one really cares about mental health. Like
exactly.
it's just that like uh they're giving like they're telling like, hey, just shut up and play tennis. Just go through it. You're getting paid millions of dollars, and
Hey,
it's
can I note that one thing? If you are into sports, I'm not sure who in this podcast is really into sports. I doubt. I think it's just me and Ray. Serena Williams has a history of really being shady. If there's actually an interview with Venus Williams where she's defending her in this, we're not Venus, I mean Serena, but she's defending her in the sense of like, I don't really listen to, people who don't play tennis because they don't know how it feels. They don't understand. So when anytime somebody has something to say about me as far as, playing tennis, it's like you couldn't shine my shoes if you tried. So like, what does your opinion, mean? And I feel like she was speaking towards, the girl in the sense of like, look, they can't beat you. Nobody can beat you. You're the best. What do you have to lose? If a bunch of people who are paid to say what they want to say about you are saying something they want to say about you, like, no, don't worry about it. Do what you have to do. But Serena, on the other hand, has always had a history of being shady towards everybody. Like, that's not even like Serena doing that was never a surprise to me, to be honest.
I
that
guess
is.
it's
Go ahead, Crystal.
I guess it's the way that she just, gives information, because someone who is stating that they're depressed, they're never going to take that information she's giving as taking out the good from the bad. They're always going to take it as bad. Even when Osaka said she won, she felt like she should have given the trophy or the win to Serena Williams. Now think about that. If you really are confident in yourself and you work really hard to get where you are today, why would you give your hard work to someone else when you want it fair and square? And I feel like Osaka is even catering to her mental issues is because of her Japanese side. Now I could be wrong, but in the Asian community, they don't only look at your physical, they look at your mental. It's an all-in um, evaluation of yourself. It's Eastern medicine, and I think we really need it here in America as well.
How often does she interact with people, or was in a spotlight to to give her opinion on things and things of that nature? How often does she go through this?
Usually, when I see Naomi Osaka, she's either winning something, and then you
Right.
hear her speak from right there. The most
Mhm.
I've ever heard her speak was from a 5-second commercial about her Naomi Osaka bowl. But other than that, she's usually like she's a sweet girl.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
she's more of a tweeter than a speaker. She's more of
Okay.
she'll tweet something powerful like, you know, she said something about I can't remember. It's so sad that I have to remember what person died from a police killing in order to, like, this is like ridiculous. But
I'm
it
gonna
was
say
so,
Breonna
And
Taylor.
does she get
I wanna
backlash
say that, but
often?
I think I want to say it was her, but she tweeted something great, but she doesn't really talk that much. Like, she's quiet. Even her boyfriend is quiet.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering if she gets backlash often
Not really.
as well.
No, she doesn't. That's why this is like the first controversial thing she's ever been a part of that, you know, negatively affected her in the sports world, as you would say. You know, other than her winning, you know, that's not really a negative, you know, reaction, but this is the first negative reaction she's gotten, you know, within the sports world from other people who don't understand. Like, I just don't get it. It upsets me.
Yeah, she usually just says her piece and move on. But you know who was real depressed? Serena Williams, makeup artist. Whoever did that makeup artist, and she put it on Instagram.
Absolutely.
You are wrong for
Absolutely.
bringing that up.
Nah, he is absolutely right for bringing that up.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like,
The fact that you bring it
They
up,
turned
I
her
just
into a
want to bring
damn
up.
ghost, dog. Come on.
I just want to bring up the
bruh,
fact that
who? Somebody did not like her that day. I think Serena pissed someone
Nah.
off. That's why she looked like that on Instagram.
They made Serena Williams look like she was a fucking ghost.
you
Made her
know
look
who
like Sammy Sosa.
you know whose face I hate? Candace Owens. I just hate her. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you just mentioned bad makeup, and it's just like Candace Owens wears pink blush under her cheeks like she's white. Like, kill yourself. I can't fucking stand you. Like,
Didn't we talk about Candace Owens last week?
The week before that, 2 weeks ago.
Why is she still alive? Oh my god.
Yo, Q is
Because
Candace
black
Owens your
people
Carol
need her.
Baskins?
You
Is
said what?
Candace Owens your Carol Baskins?
I swear, like, it's sad.
Don't.
Like I wish I could catch Candace Owens in a grocery store and just reenact the entire Stone Cold segment.
Oh
And
my god!
Between him and Booker T.
take her through the entire store and just pour milk over her or some, and just you know,
Yeah,
Drag her across the
like-
checkout line and shit.
like,
Nah,
oh my god, like,
I agree. I agree with you only because I feel like the same shit should happen with Tommy Lauren.
like,
I don't
oh
feel
my
like,
god,
bro.
oh
Like my
my
thing
god,
is,
I hate
my
her
thing
more.
is, like,
hate
I
her.
feel like they wouldn't have that much energy. They just got their asses whooped. Just a nice
Hey,
black ass whooping.
I don't like her.
Like, they
either.
ain't never been whooped. That's why they talk like that.
Oh, man.
Like, I don't like her either, but I don't like Candace Owens more because she's black. And it's like, your face.
Because usually they turn into little coons because nobody fucking whooped their ass.
Like, give me my skin back. You don't deserve it. Give me my pigment.
And you have the nerve to be Caribbean.
I just want. I wish you could just go and just snatch the pigment off of people who don't deserve it. Just like, give it here. Go on the way. Like, I hate her. I hate her. I hate the part in her head. I hate the way the people cut her ends.
I can't stand either one.
Like, oh my god. Like, they're so stupid and ignorant. It's just ridiculous.
All right. Any last words before we move on to our next topic?
Hey, Candace.
If I may,
Little Grey Poupon.
Go ahead, Dion.
If I may, see, it was funny when you mentioned the old shut up and play thing and started talking about LeBron James a moment ago, because like my mind went to the whole shut up and dribble conversation from a while back when LeBron was speaking on, you know, the police brutality shit.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They make it a point, like, once you're, I guess, at a certain stage or whatever, where it's like, okay, this is you, this is all you are, and nothing you have to say about anything else matters. You know, and it's kind of fucked up, and it's not just in the sports world, but just, you know, life in general. Like,
I mean,
where as much as, yes, we're talking about the mental health of, you know, not just Naomi Osaka, but pro athletes in general. But again, I can't stress how much this is just like a major thing across the board. You know, this whole mental health
I even feel like
conversation.
some rap artists, some artists are actually, speaking out on mental health a little bit more
Why do you
than
think so many of these motherfuckers is on drugs and doing crazy shit?
that's
Their
why a lot of these
minds are
athletes take
fucked.
PEDs. That's why a lot of these
Nigga, look at
athletes take
Kanye West. His mind is fucked.
Kanye West is
Can we
bipolar who
not
doesn't take
talk
his
about that
medicine.
nigga
I knew it.
though?
How
But
did I know this was gonna get to him?
Kanye West
Uh,
is bipolar who doesn't take
But
his
my
medicine. Leave him alone.
but my point is this. Someone's always going to, have an issue, have something to fucking say when you take a moment to yourself to try to reset. Fuck them.
Especially when they feel like you're on their time. See,
Mhm.
people feel like because you're an athlete and you're entertaining us, that you're on our time. No, that's why these people get paid millions and millions of dollars because they are at the top of their game. They can decide to play whenever they want to. If LeBron decided to say, I'm never putting on this arm sleeve again, I'm done, I don't want to play no more, he's still going to be a billionaire. It doesn't matter. Like, it's see, the problem is because these black athletes were starting to get power and understand it. I'm not just an athlete with money. I have an entire following. I have people who stop what they're doing to listen to what I have to say. And if I'm really, concerned about mental health, police brutality, anything that has to do with any type of oppression that's going on with black people, I feel like I should be able to say it. And when people address it, when these athletes address it, it stirs a pot that oh my god, they hate it so much, and I enjoy it every time I see it.
But also knowing that you have the following, knowing that you have so many people that idolize you, look up to you, watch basically your every fucking move, that adds to the stress.
Like let's just step back and just think for a second. And everybody in this podcast knows the name Michael Jordan. Just imagine if he spoke about police brutality, what he would do. This is the
I
difference
mean,
between athletes then and athletes now. This is why my respect for LeBron is beyond basketball.
but at the same
You
time,
know,
you.
go ahead,
Well, I
Dion.
will say this: when you're talking about Michael Jordan, you're talking about an era before social media. So, motherfuckers today have more of a voice, more ways to do whatever, say whatever, as opposed to motherfuckers back in 80s, 90s, whatever.
That's no excuse because
You know
you still
I'm
have
gonna have to
players.
disagree with you on
Yeah,
that, Dion.
I'm about to say
I'm gonna have to
Dion. I'm
disagree
about to
with
say
you on
Dion.
that.
I'm about to say Dion. I'm not gonna lie, that's bullshit because I can name a few athletes in the NBA who spoke about oppression on a daily basis. Football players. I,
Jim
I,
Brown.
I'm about to say. I was about to say Jim Brown quit football. Jim Brown was in his prime, the best football player in the world. He was considered the greatest of all time before he even exited his prime. He quit football at the top of his peak just to fight oppression. It's a difference. Michael Jordan, you have this power and you did nothing with it. But
Okay,
Jim
all
Brown
right,
had,
Q. My bad. Go ahead. Finish your point. Go ahead.
I'm about
Finish
to
your
say,
point.
but Michael Jordan, you have more power than Jim Brown had in his prime. People consider you the greatest ever. They consider you the greatest athlete. They buy your shoes. They kill each other for your shoes. They Jordan. You had a 6-day documentary. You're Jordan. What was the problem about you speaking about oppression? What was the problem about you speaking about, what I'm saying, discrimination? What's going on in our community? You have this following. You have it. It's not like nobody's going to listen to you. What was the dang. I can't forget the politic name. God, I can't forget it. I can't remember his name, but either way, he ran for president. He didn't have the following. if Michael Jordan ran for president, he'd probably get like 1/3 of the votes.
Are you talking about Bernie Sanders?
No, oh my God, I can't believe I
Andrew
can't
Yang?
remember his name. I can't remember his name. But it's just the
You talking about
point
Andrew
is,
Yang?
the point of the matter is we are in an era where athletes are speaking more about what's going on within our community, and it's creating a problem. And we need to take advantage of it and enjoy it, because there was a point where we didn't have the leaders that we have now to speak about it.
Okay, Q. I'm gonna disagree with you on the one thing, and I've always said this. I don't want to hear from everybody. All right, even if they have the biggest following, there's some people I do not want to hear from, like Young Thug. The thing about Jordan, and he said, like, I'm not even picking on, but remember they tried to speak on him about police brutality, and he was like, and he had this dumbass answer, and then he go, "I'm out here getting money," and then show this chain and then walk the fuck off. Y'all remember that shit, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I don't want to hear from Young Thug. I like there are people.
I don't want to hear from Future.
Okay, now Jordan, I think Jordan, with Jordan, I think he understands, but at the same time, Jordan, he is not a politician. He is like, it's okay. It's okay if, LeBron does it because he's into it. Like, I don't mind hearing Killer Mike because Killer Mike knows his shit. But if I'm not into politics, or if someone is not into politics, they don't know his shit, I don't want to hear from him. Don't get me wrong, police brutality is something that black people go through all the time. But would you rather hear it from a Killer Mike, or would you rather hear it from an ASAP Rocky?
All I'm saying is, it ain't nothing wrong with saying Black Lives Matter. Not saying Black Lives Matter.
No, but you remember that stupid ass. No, but you remember the stupid ass shit ASAP Rocky said, right?
Yeah, stop. It's just it's just about. It's not. It's just. Oh my God. I get what you're saying.
What stupid thing about
if you're not into politics, it's like, I understand if I have the following, but if I'm not into politics, don't force him into politics, because he might say some shit you don't like.
I'm not telling you to talk about the economy.
No one, no, for real, because no one goes to Kevin Hart, and Kevin Hart's not into politics. He said, I'm all about my kids. Because people go to him, it's like, how come you don't ever talk about politics? I'm not into politics. It's like, I'm a family man. I'm about my family. Like, that's it. You just keep it simple. The thing is, some of these dumbass rappers and some of these people, they try to sound smart and they end up sounding stupid. And then that's what you get is with the Young Thug answer, or the ASAP Rocky shit. Because that's what I'm saying. It's just some people I don't need to hear from.
Some people are better. Some people are better off just shutting the fuck up. That's what.
Thank you.
Very different from.
But we've had the conversation.
I like Boosie.
Everyone needs a platform.
I
like to hear from Boosie.
I like Boosie, but sometimes Boosie be ignorant.
Yeah, Boosie is from Louisiana. What do you expect?
Yeah, but that's not his fault though.
I know that was a shot. That was a real bad shot, but I'm just saying.
I was about to say something Lathan.
I'm just do you expect okay, I'm not gonna lie.
But that's what I'm saying.
Kodak Black surprises me.
Do you really want to hear from Kodak Black?
No, I don't. But he surprises me.
I don't even want to see Kodak Black ugly ass, let alone hear anything from him.
Kodak is just he's very entertaining. He's like some things Lil Boosie talk about. It makes sense. It's just certain subjects I want to hear from you. I don't want to hear in what way, like the grizzly bear in the circus. I get type of way, or
yeah.
That nigga ugly as fuck.
I'm about to say, if it was two podcasts on and they were both talking about oppression and Jay-Z and Birdman was talking on them, I definitely gonna talk to Jay-Z before I talk to Birdman twice.
Birdman said.
I'm pretty sure he told the Birdman he gonna have dick on his breath. But anyway,
here we go.
Yo, Dion,
stop.
I know you're not famous, but I keep telling people, y'all say some shit like this, y'all might have to meet him one day.
Exactly, and he gonna put some respect on his name.
I'm saying,
put some respect on his name. That's Birdman.
That's Birdman.
It's Birdman.
Don't worry, Birdman. We love you over here, bro. Don't worry
Boy.
about that
man.
shit.
You know, it's always cash money, young money. You know what I'm saying?
It's cash money all day.
You know
I'm
what
not saying
I
this
love,
to Ben
you
Birdman,
know.
but I say this to everybody. All right, you want to talk that
I
shit
love
like
me
that?
some baby. All right.
It's gonna be one day. Y'all just walk into an elevator.
I'm gonna say some things I say, some things I do say on here. It's not even like it's not even confrontational. It's just like even if the person was in front of my face, I'm a very opinionated person. I'm gonna tell you how I feel about it. If you don't like it, it's just like, okay, we can agree to disagree, and that's that. You're trash. I'm sorry. If Joe Budden stand in front of me, Joe Budden would probably want to punch me in the face. Because I would tell him to his face, like, I never liked you. Like, I've never liked your music. I never really liked your podcast. I always thought you were a janky son of a gun, and turns out you were. So, you know.
I'd have told you Hollow beat you. That's what I'm
Exactly.
saying.
Exactly. And
Hollow beat you.
Hollow 3-0'd you.
How you walk off the stage like that?
And
Nigga does that.
Hollow 3-0'd you. Hollow 3-0'd you.
Who the
And
fuck walks off the stage like that? Yo?
Hey, y'all niggas are funny tonight.
you had the worst freestyle on the BET Awards. So Crooked Eye was better than you.
Man,
Hey, bro, who
Joe
needs
Budden
an
need to
enemy
get
for
his life
friends like
together.
this, bro?
Joe Budden need to get his goddamn life together. But anyway,
You know what I'm saying?
I've talked about Joe Budden enough. Any last words before we move on to our next topic?
Hey, I forgot what I was about to say.
man,
But,
the point of what I was starting to say before we got into this long drawn out ass conversation: do what's fucking necessary for you.
period.
Because if you're fucked up,
City Girls voice.
okay, even if you have like X amount of people looking up to you, depending on you, whatever. If you're fucked up, there's not a goddamn thing you can do for these motherfuckers who idolize you, who depend on you for XYZ. Fix your goddamn self if you need to.
Look at it like this. Just because you are an athlete doesn't mean you're invincible. Take care of yourself. The money will be there. The sport will be there. It's about you being there.
That was beautiful, gentlemen. Now let's talk about some athletes who are out of work because WWE released a couple people.
All right.
I knew this is where he was going next.
Oh shit!
I was
I've been
going
waiting
this
for
way
this.
because he mentioned.
I was
I was going this way.
That was a great intro, by the way. It was just me.
Yo,
I knew
I
that's where
had
he
this
was going
transition
next
ever
before
since you
he
said
even-
Booker T. You said, well, I want to Booker T stock. It was like, well, I know where we're going. Well, anyway, the WWE is not done releasing people since they released the names of Braun Strowman, Aleister Black, Ruby Riott, aka It's a Boyd, Lana, Murphy, and Santana Garrett. Santana. How do y'all feel about WWE releasing people?
They are so fucking stupid.
I'm saying.
Okay. Okay.
You are so you got rid of
Stupid.
Aleister Black before he
Right.
even made a fucking
The only
run.
two that the main two that I'm like, what the fuck? Most of them I understand you wasn't doing nothing with them, whatever. But the two that I'm like, what the fuck are Aleister Black and Braun Strowman.
That was just so fucking stupid.
Especially after
Like,
Aleister Black
oh
get
my
involved in that
fucking
Intercontinental
God.
title match the way he did.
How fucking dumb can you allow Triple H to be? Like, can you just?
It's not Triple H.
I don't give a fuck.
It's all Vince.
It's all of them. I'm gonna blame him.
Triple H's focus has been on NXT.
I don't give a fuck. I'm blaming him.
Nah, you not. We not blaming Triple H in this chat. We not blaming.
Nah, not Paul.
No, not Paul.
alone.
Not Paul.
Leave Paul alone.
Not Paul. Not Paul. All right, it's not Paul. You're right.
Not Paul.
Hold up. Listen real quick. Fada is probably saying what he's saying just as a Triple H fan. I don't know how much of a Triple H fan you are or aren't, but real talk,
I
this has
love
nothing-
Triple H.
all jokes and all, you know,
He just,
all
no, I
jokes
just
and all
no.
bullshit
Triple H
aside,
just
this has nothing
Triple
to do
H
with
just
Triple
fucks
H.
up shit for everybody to get
This
what he
ha-
wants.
I'm telling you,
That's
though,
all
this
I
has
know.
nothing to do with Triple H.
That's
This has
all I
nothing to do
know.
with
I've
Triple
known
H.
Triple H to fuck shit up to get to be the champion.
This situation
No matter
has
what the
zero to do with
situation
Triple H, dog. This has nothing to do with Triple H.
The reign of terror.
It always has
The
something
reign
to
of
do with
terror
Triple H.
continues.
It always got something to do with Triple H.
No.
He wasn't even there. He ain't got nothing to do with it, and it's always his fault.
You really hate Triple H.
No, I love Triple H. That's his persona. That's who he is. That's who
Nah,
Triple
who do
H
you
has
hate
been
more,
all
Triple
his
H or
life.
Candace Owens?
It's been his fault, and he
No,
loves it.
no. Answer my question right now. Who do you hate more, Triple H or Candace Owens? Because goddamn.
Damn shit.
Why
No.
you keep bringing the name up?
Oh my God. I
Because the way
don't
he's
hate.
going at
I
Triple H,
don't hate
I
Triple
don't
H.
know.
I don't hate Triple H. No, let me correct you. I don't hate
You
Triple
could
H.
have
I
fucking
love
fooled
Triple H.
me.
His persona is a fucked up person to undercut everybody to be champion.
He don't even
What
really
does that got to do with them niggas being released?
this point.
Hey, it's because it's his fault.
Shut up.
Fuck that. It's
Stop
him.
talking.
He did everything.
Stop talking.
Okay.
I'm about to be like John Cena to your Roman Reigns. Shut the fuck up.
It's called the promo, kid.
It's called a promo, kid. Shut your mouth, John. Shut your mouth, John.
Hey, John Cena is terrible at promos, so he can't tell nobody shut the fuck up.
No, he outclassed Roman Reigns that night.
Everybody can out promo Roman Reigns.
Yeah, but he made him look bad.
I'm not gonna lie, yeah.
John Cena made Roman Reigns look bad because John Cena himself is bad at promo.
Exactly. So when John Cena is good and you're bad, you're terrible.
Are these niggas really talk? Are y'all really saying he's bad at promos?
I disagree.
I'm gonna say he was.
John
No,
Cena?
I disagree.
I'm gonna say Roman Reigns was bad at promos.
No, I disagree with John Cena being bad at promos. John Cena is not bad.
Do y'all watch wrestling?
Nah, he's not bad at promos. But
Cena was up and down for me. But then again,
at that stage of his career, his promos were very the same.
So is Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan been spearing the same shit for 50 years.
I fucking hate Hulk Hogan. What are you talking about? Like, did you really just use that as a fucking example? Like, I like him.
I don't know. You're a real American.
All right, I was
a Macho Man, Randy Savage. Oh yeah.
I gotta stand with you on this one, man. When it comes to Hulk Hogan, I gotta stand with you.
All right, before we get on talking, how do y'all feel about the releases?
Oh, but
let me go because I'm tired of these niggas.
Yeah, let's go. Go.
First of all, the one that upset me the most was Aleister Black because y'all know I am an Aleister Black boy. I love that man, bro. That man is a king. That nigga was black, massing niggas in the face like it was nothing.
He was.
They gave him an They gave him an interesting ass angle. He had a father. You know what I'm saying? He had a new theme song that was being prepared. He was gonna be a heel. He kicked Big E in his fucking face. I was excited for what they was gonna do with this man, and then they release him. For what reason?
That was stupid.
Why?
What was the reason?
What's the reason?
What was that reason?
Not only that, they were actually building some type of momentum with Lana, with Naomi. Despite how people feel about the tag team division, the women's tag team division in WWE, they actually were building momentum with Lana because she was actually getting pins in some matches with her. But at the same time, like, it is not Aleister Black's fault. It is not Ruby Riot's fault that you have incompetent fucking writers in the fucking business.
Thank you.
It's not their fault.
Right.
So why would you release these people? Braun Strowman, for the better part of 2020, literally almost carried the company on his back. They even gave him the Universal Championship.
Talk your shit, man. Oh my God.
They gave him the Universal Championship. He challenged for the WWE Championship not even 2 weeks ago, and now he's all of a sudden released. And then they want to say budget cuts. We're doing budget cuts. Didn't y'all niggas have one of the most prosperous fucking years in 2020, the pandemic era? Like, what the fuck are y'all doing?
Oh my God.
Like, the one thing that I hate about WWE is that they will take the most obvious way of making money and not do it. They just won't do it. Like, I will never fucking forgive them for what they did to Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle said, yeah, for my last match ever, I want to fight Baron Corbin. And I'm like, nigga, fight John Cena. Oh my God.
Not just that, but to have him go out the way he did to Baron Corbin.
like a
That's the
bitch.
part that upset me the most. It was the manner in which he lost.
got these-
It's not even the fact that he lost to Baron Corbin. It's the manner in which he lost that match to Baron Corbin.
And then
You
he
want to
gonna
have
stand up
Baron
there,
Corbin tap him out with his own submission hold?
and then he gonna stand out there in the
My
fucking
God.
crowd of WrestleMania like he done did something, tapping out to
My
his own move.
God. My
Like fuck
God.
you.
I can't. Oh my God.
Kurt Angle is way too great for that type of shit. He should have went out like a boss
That
if
was
he was gonna lose.
Even if
WWE has
he
done some
would have
disrespectful shit
lost,
to a lot of wrestlers.
even
But-
if he would have lost, losing in a great match to John Cena as your last match, when that's really where your fucking career started at. Like that's really where you were in your prime at when John Cena was whooping your ass. Oh my God.
The only thing I could say on WWE is that like they're preparing, rumored that they're sold.
Yeah, it's just rumors though. It's a big rumor, but I don't think anything's like been confirmed.
Oh, I think they're selling WWE. I think they're selling.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
who?
they're talking about selling the company.
Probably Comcast. Comcast.
Who knows? And at this point, it may be a blessing.
I
It will
no
not be a
no
blessing.
no
It will
no
not be
no
no
no.
fucking blessing. Are you
WWE
kidding
is
No,
me?
it's not because that's how
WWE is over.
It is
WCW
not
went
no
up.
fucking blessing.
That's
WWE
how
is over.
WCW went
Bro,
over.
the answer is literally right in front of them. Literally give it to Triple H. What the fuck are y'all niggas waiting for?
Please.
I think they're
Please.
going to give it to Comcast. I think they're going to give. I'm
Literally give
thinking.
it to Triple H.
I'm thinking Comcast or Disney. And if it goes to Disney,
Don't say Disney.
No fucking
This
Disney. You better
nigga,
get the fuck
no,
up out of
this
here
nigga
with
said
that
the D
shit.
word. This nigga said the D word. Come on, man.
the D
Stop that
word.
shit. This nigga said the D word.
Okay, they're going to hoo-hoo. All right.
What,
All right. Don't get mad at me when you see Drew McIntyre wrestling Donald Duck for no reason. All right. I warned you.
I will. You know what? WWE is. Someone is liable to pull some bullshit like that, and I'm gonna tell you right now, Ray. If that happens, I'm personally hunting you down. Just for you
Look,
saying.
hey, say what you want. They was one.
They
bad
already got him in
idea.
Scooby-Doo movies.
I was about to
I'm
say
blaming
there
you for
was
speaking
one
it into
bad
existence
idea for
and
getting Fred Flintstone to wrestle somebody. So and Scooby Doo was all up in there with the and all that shit.
Yeah.
I can
I mean,
see it
there was a
happening.
Scooby-Doo WWE special.
Yes.
I think it's like all on Boomerang and stuff like that. Hanna-Barbera. So say,
Yes.
Yeah.
That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. I'm not even gonna.
You know what's funny? The movies are not that bad, but they're just cheesy. I'm not even up front. Like
It's Scooby Doo. You can't deviate from that formula of him and Shaggy being afraid of every fucking thing. It's Scooby Doo. There's a formula you have to stick to when it comes to Scooby Doo.
hey man, hey, like they change a lot, so I don't be surprised. I'm not gonna lie. I like you. Father had a problem with Aleister Black, with me too. But I actually think the biggest disappointment is Lana, because Lana had so much potential to be. I think she had so much potential to be one of the best managers, and ever since they took that from her, I feel like she was just trying to find herself. She went from like the Ravishing Russian, which was really good and like really respected. She could cut a promo, even though the Russian accent was fake. It was really good. To them going to Bobby Lashley, turning Bobby Lashley into what's my man name? What's his name? Tyrone. He turned him into Tyrone. He over there fucking Rusev's wife and shit.
Long dick style.
Long dick. That was Bobby Lashley's gimmick for like a couple months. I'm Bobby Lashley.
It was. He was just
Fuck this Bulgarian nigga. I'm about to fuck your wife.
Long
I'm
dick style.
Tyrone.
And like she went from like someone that was stoic to a ravishing Russian to someone that would just throw a fit and like scream really weird and some shit like that when she told MVP how dare you this shit. I was like, yo, they just ruined it. Like I felt bad for Lana.
See, I'm not even. I had a feeling something was gonna happen to Lana, and then that she honestly. In my opinion, when it comes to Lana, she should have just flat out left the company some time ago. And here's why.
And go where?
I don't know, but I feel like she should have left when Rusev left. And here's why. and then you can call me what you may for this. But here's my thing.
Here we go.
The
Get
issue.
ready.
No,
Hold on,
no.
hold on,
Hear
hold on, hold on.
me
Hold on,
out.
let me set this
Hear
up.
me out.
Hold on, let me set this up. This is
yeah.
Dion Bad's take. Let's go.
Let's go.
No, hold on.
Let's go.
This ain't even a bad take. Okay,
All right, let's go. Continue.
go. This whole thing goes back to, okay. You remember when they had that feud going with Dolph Ziggler and Lana was supposed to be doing, whatever she was doing with Dolph Ziggler. Oh, they was wearing the matching clothes, and they were supposed to be doing, WWE's new couple or whatever the fuck when Dolph Ziggler and Rusev was beefing. What was
Yeah.
this back in like 2000? And I want to say 17.
With Dolph Ziggler and Summer Rae. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So then the news of Lana and Rusev, getting married, them going public with the shit, pretty much shattering kayfabe. The company didn't like the fact that they were public about this shit, and they punished them for it. Or they wanted a way to punish them for it. They just didn't have a way to do that. Then they re-signed Bobby Lashley, and I don't care what anyone says. That whole storyline between Rusev and Lashley and him sleeping with Lana, that shit was fucking stupid.
It was entertaining.
It was
I was
very
entertained.
entertaining.
It was entertaining for like the first couple of weeks.
Nah, it was entertaining for a little while.
It was entertaining.
It was entertaining. He was
Maybe a month, but after a while, it just got going.
He was getting
The fact that you still remember it, that's how I know.
I remember it because it was just like, come on, this again.
You still remember it though.
Yo, Lana went through so many damn tables.
I feel like they were looking for a way to punish them for that, and then
that's not a secret.
Lashley just gave WWE an easy way to basically make a mockery of their marriage.
So why did Bobby Lashley have to suffer?
Did.
So why did Bobby Lashley have to suffer?
Lashley didn't really suffer. Look at where Lashley.
Are you sure?
Are you sure? If you saying that's a punishment, then why did Bobby Lashley have to be in it?
Why is that the only couple being punished?
Because they were dead in the center of whatever the fuck they were trying to do between Rusev and Ziggler. When the whole news of them, the whole news of Lana and Rusev,
that doesn't make sense because
they punished them for that fucking undercard fucking storyline.
It doesn't matter. It was a big deal at the time. Real talk.
No, it wasn't. You know how many times
CM Punk it was an undercard storyline. What are you talking about?
Do you know how many times CM Punk broke kayfabe? All the fucking time. On purpose.
On live TV.
On live TV.
That's CM Punk. He does whatever the fuck he wants.
Are you fucking kidding me?
He was still punished. Are you kidding me?
Are you serious?
You ain't
and
seen that
even though the Summer Rae shit to the Bobby Lashley, there was so many months after that.
Wow.
Dion, let me tell you something about CM Punk. CM Punk held the championship all of 2012, yet never headlined a WrestleMania. Ever.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's why he left the fucking company.
And Miz did it twice.
Yeah. He had every right to. I'm not going to disagree with that. He had every right to be like, fuck y'all. I'm the champion, but y'all are undermining me for, John Cena and these other people who ain't.
And he was the best in the fucking world, and he proved it.
I'm not gonna disagree with that. You don't undermine your champion for do what now?
I said, did CM Punk ever get his ice cream bar?
No,
I don't know. Does that matter?
They never brought him back.
What do you mean? Does that matter? He brought it up. He said he wanted to be on the ice cream bar. You never had them wrestlers on the ice cream bar? Them shit.
Yeah, I remember that.
I remember, but it's just like, is that important right now?
Is that important right now?
He was.
I hear him.
he literally said that in the promo. So obviously it wasn't important to him. And then they brought it back. And then they brought it back after he fucking left. They put Seth Rollins and like Becky Lynch and Roman Reigns on there, some shit like that.
CM Punk deserves a statue.
I think they did that in spite of Punk. They put that.
He deserves a statue. for being as petty as he was.
He was petty.
He had every right and reason in the world to be petty though.
Because they were fucking shitty and he knew it. Like, how the fuck do you keep pushing John Cena and I'm the fucking champion? I got the belt on my fucking waist. I'm the best in the fucking world. I'm beating everybody. And you're still giving me undercard storylines. Like, no, that doesn't work. That doesn't work.
Also, poor Buddy Murphy, because him and Aleister Black was putting on spectacular matches when they was fucking with each other. Like, they looked like they was really hurting each other in those matches when they was with each other.
Buddy Murphy Buddy Murphy always surprised me on how great he was.
Buddy Murphy always understood the assignment.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not surprised. Here's why I'm not surprised at Buddy Murphy getting cut. And this has nothing to do with Buddy Murphy's an amazing wrestler. But how often and Carter can vouch for this, have I said WWE waste talent?
I mean, they do.
That's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer.
Yeah, that's correct, Dion.
That's correct.
Like, okay.
Aleister Black sat down for a whole 7 months and they ain't have nothing for him when he can literally write his own stories.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Now all of a sudden they hyped him up to be something that I really was looking forward to seeing because I love Aleister Black. That's my boy. And then they fucking release him. Fuck y'all.
Yo, I heard they got more releases. I heard they got more releases coming. So who do y'all think they're gonna release next?
Liv Morgan is next.
I think it's Keith Lee.
I'm gonna name three. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna name three. I'm gonna name three.
I would really be upset if they get rid of Keith Lee.
I think Keith Lee, and with them is Mia Yim. I don't know for some reason. Like I have not seen her on TV.
Damn, I forgot about Mia. Shit, you know what? Because you mentioned her, I'm gonna name five. Shit.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Nah, but Keith Lee is actually going through something. That's why he hasn't been on TV.
Yeah, but the ones that I feel like are gonna get like full on, like fired and released next is gonna be Keith Lee, Mia Yim, Liv Morgan. They're gonna bullshit reasons to fire Humberto Carrillo and Ricochet.
Yeah,
I'm actually surprised Ricochet wasn't released.
Yeah, Ricochet's next.
But
it's going to be both him and Humberto Carrillo. Watch. It's going to be both of them.
So here's the thing, right? I don't think they're going to release Humberto Carrillo because he's a generational superstar. They're not going to release that motherfucker.
That don't mean shit. They got rid of Curtis Axel.
Nah, Curtis Axel got rid of himself.
He was some shit.
I was about to say he was there for a minute before they even released.
He was there, bro. He was Intercontinental champion.
Do you know how long we had to deal with that shittiness?
He was a Paul Heyman guy at one point.
Exactly. Oh, he came in as a Paul Heyman guy.
The Curtis Axel. That's another one I blame on the writing. I blame him on. I blame
on his name, McGillicuddy. That's what I blame.
Michael McGillicuddy.
He wasn't that good.
I remember that shit.
I forgot about Nexus. Oh shit.
He wasn't that good.
We walk alone and the unknown. We live to tell another victory.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. My God. Who?
Yo, shout out to the BT.
About Nexus.
Shout out to the BT.
Oh my God. That was horrific.
And then the only motherfucker out of Nexus that even became something was Bray.
By the way, are you done with your names? By the way, because I got names. I think there's gonna be.
I named my five. Go ahead. It's sad that we're having this conversation. By the way,
I think Keith Lee, Mia Yim, someone from NXT. And for some reason, I feel like Bray Wyatt is going to leave. I do think Bray Wyatt is going to leave.
What?
No.
Not Bray Wyatt, Shayna Baszler.
No, definitely not Shayna Baszler.
They're not going to get rid of Shayna.
If you're telling me she's in the story, so is Aleister Black. I feel like they're going to release.
They're not releasing Shayna Baszler.
Yeah, I don't know about.
I think they're gonna release names. So
Bruh, Shayna Baszler is female Brock Lesnar. They not fucking getting rid of her.
and they don't do shit with her.
They might get rid of Natalia.
She was just tag team champion for like
No,
months.
Natty and Tamina are currently holding the women's tag team titles. They're not going to just fire either of them right now.
Eventually,
I'm sorry. Did CM Punk lose his job when he had the title?
Thank you.
Just naming names at this point.
I'm sorry. Did not Bret Hart have the fucking title and then
Thank you.
they screwed him over?
That's a whole different situation.
Yeah, that was a whole different situation. I'm just being
right.
That was Vince McMahon.
I'm sorry. I just
those are different conversations completely.
No, I'm being a dick. I'm just tired of Natalia.
Bret screwed Bret.
Why are you tired of Natalia? I like Natty.
I don't know. It's just the new age. You know, divas in the women's division are a lot more.
A problem with Natalia is that she's just someone that carries the Hart last name.
Thank you.
That's her problem.
Yeah, like it's
like, okay, you're from the Hart family. Cool.
Now what?
Now what?
You can almost you can say the same thing about Roman Reigns.
Like I feel like when you carry a certain name, and
I'm not saying that Roman Reigns can't wrestle, can't do his thing, but it's just
you can't say the same thing about Roman Reigns.
You have to stand out, bro. When you carry a certain name, you have to,
because everybody knew Roman Reigns had it. That's why they booed him so much, because they knew he was good.
Yeah, he's great. He's great.
And now he's your tribal chief.
And now he's your tribal chief, the head of the table. Acknowledge me.
Basically. They did
any last words before we move on to our final topic?
Fuck y'all.
Personally, I just think, that was stupid. Y'all stupid. Y'all never cease to disappoint me. You got rid of Aleister Black and Braun Strowman. You could have made a fucking storyline between them two. Anything. All right, I'm good.
I'm just really mad about Aleister Black.
He didn't get what he deserved.
Everyone's angry about Aleister Black. Like
he didn't.
You were actually
a Velveteen Dream.
Ray, we're not gonna start that. Change that.
No, leave that one alone. Leave that one alone. No, leave that one alone.
That was my man's. That was my man's though. You know.
I was fucking with Velveteen Dream.
Damn, man, that was DC's own.
Yeah,
that was true. Anyway, on to the final topic. Monique made a stir because she was in the airport and she seen women wearing bonnets and pajama bottoms, and it caused a stir where most people thought that she has a point. They got tired of our sisters looking raggedy at airports, and then other people was just like, leave them alone, mind your own business. So I asked the panel, where do y'all stand on this, where like people wearing bonnets and like headscarves and looking all comfy out and like they just rolled out of bed?
Man. Ooh.
Okay. No, Q. I'm not going to interrupt you. Go first. You go ahead.
Look, man, my mother used to come to the damn school with a bonnet on and a fucking whatever she felt like. Like it's like, oh my god, like why does it matter? Like that's how I look at it. Like, okay, so what? It's only a problem because it's black women. If white women walked out with a bonnet on or whatever and looked comfortable, wouldn't nobody give a fuck. White woman comes outside in sweatpants and in a sweatshirt and with slippers on, and everybody leaves her alone and doesn't say nothing. Her hair's fucked up, her glasses crooked, whatever the hell she got on, and they're just like, all right, whatever. But if a woman comes outside with a...
I don't know, Q. Have you ever seen white people in Walmart?
Yeah.
You ever seen them?
Man.
Have you ever seen them photos?
Yeah.
Them must cover the raggediest
You
people I
right.
done seen.
You right. But I'm just saying, like, okay, I understand that. That's what I'm saying. But we don't. That's
The
not.
reason I'm laughing as hard as I am.
Here's my point. Here's my point. That's not the subject at hand, is it? We're not talking about how raggedy white people look, are we?
It doesn't matter.
Exactly. It doesn't matter to anybody else. It's all about what a black woman walks out and looks like, and how they dress,
Oh
how
shit.
they look uncomfortable, or they look too comfortable, or they can't wear hair weaves, or they can't have their regular hair because it's too curly. They can't walk around with a bonnet. They can't do this. They can't wear makeup. They can't have fake asses. They can't have natural bodies. They can't do shit. God damn it. Fuck.
Facts.
Like,
Speak
this shit
that
is
truth.
fucking. It's just too fucking annoying.
It's annoying.
It only matters because it's black women. Like, that's the whole point. We're not sitting here talking about how raggedy white women look in Walmart, or how
And
small and
not
how
just
small a white man's shorts
Wal,
is
not just
versus.
when they're in Walmart, just in general. It's a lot of Caucasians who raised
Like,
you.
let's talk about how
Why are
small.
you
Let's talk about how
looking the way
small.
you do?
Let's talk about how
Why? Just
small these
why?
fucking.
Why?
Let's talk about how small these fucking jogger shorts are on these white men. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's talk about how uncomfortable I feel on the bus beside a white man with them little ass shorts on. And he's sitting on the bus. Like, let's talk about that. And then they're in Walmart with those. And then they got these open toe sandals. And like, it looks terrible. But I don't sit around talking about that and saying they need to dress more formidable, or a white woman need to dress more formidable to make me more attractive to them, or some shit like that. But it got to be the black people, the black man talking about how the black woman has to be more attractive for them in all aspects, for them to be what. Like, shut the fuck up.
You was spitting.
Like, what the fuck? This shit, like, when the shit really, when I first seen the shit, and Monique said something about it, it was like, Monique, I don't even give a fuck about what the fuck they're talking about. Like, it like get the like and even if she said it, all right, that's cool. I know a lot of women who probably say that shit, or I never leave the house with a bonnet on, whatever. All right, that's cool. That's on you. You do that. I'm gonna go ahead and date the woman who will put a hoodie on and a bonnet to go get me something to eat because I'm too sick to get up my motherfucking self. I don't feel like having to wait 20 more minutes for you to have to get dressed to go to Walmart to bring back some fucking soup. Put that fucking hoodie on, put my fucking shorts on, put my motherfucking slippers on, put some socks on, put that bonnet on, get the fuck out and go help me. Like, what the fuck does that fucking matter for? It's not about that shit. I know what you look like when you look good. I know what you look like when you look good. Okay? The whole world don't need to see that shit. You belong to me, not to everybody fucking else. I don't give a fuck about everybody else's fucking opinion. Like, the fuck out of here, bro. I don't go outside every day with fucking Balenciagas on every day. I go outside in fucking shorts and fucking slippers if I feel like it. Fuck them people, bro. I'm just getting tired of motherfuckers keep these black people, bro.
You spitting heat tonight. It's hot in this motherfucker.
That's what I'm saying. Spitting.
Woo. You breathing fire tonight. You chose violence tonight.
Hashtag stop disrespecting black women. God.
Hey, I don't.
Violence tonight.
Hey, Crystal, I'm sorry. You don't understand. Every episode I damn near go on a rant on how much I love black women. So for this to be even a topic is like, dog.
But you know,
but dog, my nigga chose violence tonight.
Like, because I love my black women, bro. I don't give a
we
fuck.
understand. We've always understood that, but tonight in particular, dog, you chose violence.
Like, come on, man. It's like, damn, dog. Like, for real, are y'all going to keep criticizing us?
Ooh.
Okay, you said something earlier. You said we're not talking about how raggedy white women be looking. You know why? Because the black man will still date that raggedy white woman.
Exactly. Exactly. Hit him where it hurts. Hit him where it hurts, man. Hit him where it hurts.
And not only did you choose violence, you got a tag team partner. God damn.
Yeah, exactly, man. We came for violence, man.
What Monique said, I could respect it because
that's all I said. I can respect it. It's Monique. I expect it.
Okay, but she's pretty. So obviously, her being a woman, she sees something that she could address. And being that she's a black woman and a celebrity, she felt that she had the access needed to give people pointers. So I'm a mom. okay, of 3 daughters, okay? So if I see my daughter looking a little bit, not representing us in the best light, I'm going to say something. I'm going to say something because I give a fuck, okay? But when you have to address grown women on how they should present themselves if they really are the queens that they are, and being that, remember how I said, I always say this, it's how we present ourselves to the world to teach them how to treat us. Once we accomplish that, we can wear whatever the fuck we want. But I see where she's coming from. If you dress like a bum as a Black woman, it's enough that our skin complexion will get us treated differently than another ethnic woman. But because we have to represent ourselves in the best light at all times and represent who the fuck we are, I understand where Monique is coming from. She's not coming from a place of negativity. Like other ethnic groups, when they do talk to us and talk about, oh, we need to do A, B, and C. We don't need to do shit, okay? But
yeah, that's what my argument. That's where my argument comes from.
When we're talking about within our community, then yes, a woman going outside in 5 minutes with a bonnet and some
I wish you could send me that.
sleeping, it's not appropriate. She's not representing us in the best light. And yes, that's a hard pill to swallow to represent all of us. But if we don't move in unity, how the fuck are we going to build in unity?
You know what I think she did? I think she quietly confirmed how powerful we are. Like this, they always look to us. We're always the butt of the attention.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, this is just a mere example of something that we're doing where society would deem wrong. So that's what they're going to look at. That's what they're going to focus on. But imagine if we do things right, you know, it will be like, you see how pointless this shit is?
But I hear what you're saying, but at the same time, it's like it's us. When it comes to blacks, like nothing we do will ever fucking be right. So it's, what do you do then?
Actually, you know what? I don't have a question anymore.
That's the game they're playing.
I'm gonna say this, right? I understand what Monique is saying, and I understand what y'all are saying, but I mostly disagree with her, because even if Black women, let's say there is a situation where Black women stop doing it, and whenever they go out, they represent themselves well, and they wear shit that's professional looking, and they wear shit that's appropriate. Do you honestly think that would change the dynamic of how Black women are viewed in this society? Because I don't.
The only view that we need to care about is the Black man, okay? And at the end of the day, it's not even about, it's the fact how they attacked Monique when she said her opinion. What she said is not fact. If I don't want to I still want to wear my bonnet, I'm still going to fucking wear it. It's the way that she was dragged.
I
That's how I know that she hit a nerve with Black women, that she addressed that Black women are not as prideful as they dress. And it needs to be addressed because that's what they want to fucking do. If it was not true, why attack your fellow Black woman the way that you on social media and give entertainment to the other culture? It don't make no fucking sense.
Can I add something to this real quick? Can I add something to this? This is at an airport, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay, you about to be sitting in the same damn seat for X amount of hours, depending on where the fuck you're going, wherever the fuck you find to. Wouldn't you like to be as comfortable as humanly motherfucking possible?
You can, and that's how we have Victoria's Secret. You saw.
So this isn't the first time this has happened. Because years ago, that's why I said I think she's low key trying to expose that fact. Because this isn't the first time it happened. Cosby did it years ago when he was talking about us pulling up our pants.
Absolutely.
And you can see what the so-called controllers did to him after that, because he knows what they know. They're reading between the lines what they're saying, and they'll always be ostracized for it, not knowing that. Nah, that's not what they're saying, yo. That's not what they're saying. There's a bigger picture to what they're saying. They're speaking in fucking parables. You know.
I've always hated that thing of the pants sagging and shit, just because I know where that shit comes from.
Yeah. But it was
So
like it's
I
the
always
same
hated
thing
that
that
shit.
they're trying to implement here. Him and Monique. It's the same thing they're trying to implement here. Like there's a better, there's a better way to look. This, that, and the other. You see this? They're looking at us. Why? Because this confirms we ran shit in the beginning. All right.
I feel
This
like
confirms all of that.
I feel like it's a time and place. Like going to a grocery store. I feel like it's not really necessary.
What
But
about school?
what'd you say?
What about school?
Oh yeah, going to somebody's school. It happened to me, but it more often than not it didn't happen. I'm not gonna say it happened often. I'm gonna say when that situation came, it was because I deserved it, and it was a part of the embarrassment. But as far as coming up to the school, picking me up or something like that, no, my mother and father were fully dressed. They had clothes on. The only time is probably my father probably dropped me off in some pajama pants and a t-shirt and some tennis shoes early in the morning
Once
with a
in a
jacket on. That stuff like that, it happens. But generally it comes from what are you doing during the day? You have some parents who usually come that probably come home at night, because they work. Come home in the morning because they work overnight, in situations like that. But then you have some parents who generally don't have anything to do after they drop the kids off. So there is I get
Okay.
where Monique is saying in that sense. It's a mindset. Like maybe if you dress yourself more, you'll get the ambition to want to do something or go
I
somewhere.
get that, but at the same time, if I'm only going a few yards from where I live or whatever, I'm not going to put on a whole entire fly ass fucking outfit, just to go to the fucking convenience store or
Okay, but
whatever and back.
I do
Like,
feel like representation is everything. Like going to somebody's school dressed like that is not appropriate,
I,
and it's not really necessary.
That's
Like
what I
my
was raised on. Like appearance is everything.
like
okay.
That's how you get far.
it's not
May
necessary. I've
I say
always
something?
yeah.
May I say? May I say something? I think it's a generational thing, and
Uh,
it's obviously because like when you mention names like Bill Cosby, I know Monique has done it for the women, and I would say Judge Joe Brown because I've heard him say it many a times on his. I feel like is it. I feel like it's a generational thing because back then, and I've said, and they done said this when they go out to places, even if it is down the block, they did dress up. They kind of like had to look good. They wanted to give people this image of like I look good, and I think even back then it's just like um if if you leave the house, you represent the family. So if most people they didn't want your kids, if they really cared, if they didn't want their kids to go out looking raggedy. Like if you think if you look raggedy, it looks fallbacks on them. That's why I feel like in this generation, I don't want to say we're more individualistic, but it's feel like we're trying to be our own people and not just like the family. So
yeah.
it's just like where because how can I say this? I know the older generation, like they wear bell bottoms and all that other stuff. The pants was tight. Now, like in our generation, the clothes is baggy and like the pants hang off their ass and all that stuff. Plus, I also feel like everybody has their niches and like they have their things that they don't like especially in school. And father knows this well. I don't like open toe sandals
Oh yeah,
with
yeah,
baggy.
yes, yes,
yes.
yes,
wait,
yes, yes.
can I ask
Now,
If
why?
you
father,
don't wear
Can
socks,
I ask
oh my
why?
god.
huh?
If
Can I ask why?
It's a
It
pet
just
peeve of his.
bothers me. It bothers me.
especially if you don't wear socks, be prepared. I'm just going to say
My if you
I've
wear
literally,
open toe,
I've
my
literally gone
only
off
thing
on
is if you're
people.
gonna wear anything where your feet are actually exposed, have your shit done. Like don't just have your feet looking any and every type of way, skin peeling off your shit, your ankles and your heels dry as fuck. Like,
Ray is just
Dion,
Ray was
Dion
just one of
some
those.
seen some shit.
on your shit.
Ray was raised in a house where his parents said, if you have sandals on and something goes on outside and anything can happen, how you gonna get away with sandals and all that good stuff? And Ray is old, man. Like Ray
And that's why,
Nigga, I'm
like
old.
Q. I don't think it's
I
nothing
think
wrong
me
with
and
what
Chris
Q
are the
said.
oldest ones in this motherfucker right now.
No, but I don't have a problem with what Q said because like he's from a different era that even I am and all that other stuff. But I know like my mother, and I'm not saying this about anybody else's. I know when my mother she went somewhere, she wasn't dressed in the nines, but she was dressed where she didn't look raggedy either. Like her image to what people saw her mattered. And like my father, he worked at Amtrak, so he was a pipe fitter. So you know he came home dirty, but you knew what he did. So it's just like you see him, you saw a working man. You saw my mom, she was a secretary, so she always dressed up in like suits and power suits and all that other stuff. And I think even like back then, like when they go to airports, a lot of people they dress up to go to airports. They dress up to go to events and all that other stuff. I believe that's where they come from. So when I say older people get on the younger people, it's because like damn, if I'm going to even like places like the grocery store, you've seen it in even in the old shows. Like they wasn't dressed to the nines, but they was dressed formal and casual. So like I'm not going to lie, I don't like wigs. I'm not a big fan of wigs either. And trust me, I've gone off on people with bad wigs.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has.
Like yeah,
Ooh.
father has seen me going off on people with bad wigs. So it's just like I get it, but it's just like now I feel like you don't have to like you don't have to dress to the nines. You could like a white beater and jeans is cool. But sometimes I do like it does irk me when I see people go out in pajama pants. It's just like, are you gonna go back to sleep or something like that? And then like the thing
Yes.
with wigs is I've seen people
And
take care of their
speaking as
wigs. You
someone
gotta
who's gotten up,
hold on.
bought to the store in whole ass pajama pants, yes. I got up just to go get whatever the fuck I need to get. When I get back in the house, guess what I'm doing? I'm getting my black ass right back in my bed.
Wow, Dion, it's not about you.
Yeah, I was about to say
I'm just saying.
it's not about
I'm sure I'm not the only one that'll give you that response, but
I will say this. I feel like because women are more delegated by their looks, y'all have to. I feel like there's a higher standard from women to other women. Like that's why I feel like Monique talked to him because I feel like now I'm pretty sure men have said it, but people said like fuck you, but I guess hearing it from a woman like. She still, like you said, she still got dragged, but a lot of people saw where she come from, and said she came from a place where, like, she wasn't dragging people. She was just like, I'm not. She had this I'm not mad, I'm disappointed
Right.
type of tone. So I guess it rubs some people the wrong way. I get it from older people. Like I don't know how many times where like I'm going outside and like an older person go, man, pull your pants up. You don't see this stuff hanging off your ass. Now I don't go fuck you old nigga because I respect my elders and all that other stuff.
Fuck you, old ass nigga.
Fuck you, old ass nigga.
Old ass nigga. Old ass drunk ass nigga.
Because if I did, my parents would like go across my head because they tell you to respect your elders and all that other stuff. So it's just like I do see where she was coming from, but I feel like in this era, I think we're just all about comfortability. So it's just like you're going to see women going out in bonnets. You're going to see women like if they're going to the store, they're going out in bonnets and like gym clothes that they never gone to the gym in and all that other stuff. So, some people just like I'm not trying to get on anybody, but image is everything. I like because I've seen men get on other men. It's like if your hairline's uneven and you got that hairstyle, yeah, and if you got that hairstyle like that you tell women like you cute for a dark skinned girl, like you get clown for shit like that.
Shut up. Shut
up. Because you know what the hairstyle I'm talking about, though. The ones that be like, you cute for a dark skinned girl and all that other stuff. Them niggas. It's like, you don't want to look like that because you'll get clowned and all that other stuff. Now, I'm not like, okay, I'm not going to lie. Maybe because I was at my school, I was one of the older ones, and I've seen some of the brothers in there looking raggedy. Like one brother and father was there, and I told him because he had a shirt and the collar was just stretched out,
Oh
and
my
it like hung down to
God.
his chest. I told him never to wear that shirt again. Nobody want to see your taco meat. About
Oh shit! Oh shit!
I wasn't trying to be mean, but like I gave him some quality advice. And then
Oh shit!
next week that boy was the same person I told him to do that. He was clean. Now another example, and the father's really gonna laugh at this. We had a brother
Oh
named
shit!
Ken, and this
Hey,
man grew his hair out.
why did you bring his name up?
No, I had to bring him up because
Yeah.
that like he
I
had to be
mean,
one of the most hard-headed kids I have ever met.
I fucking.
Man,
Oh my God! I
Now
can't
this
even.
man done grew. He was trying to get cornrows, so this man grew his hair out, but his sides didn't. But the side of his hair was not growing out like the top of his hair, and he was talking about getting cornrows, and everybody there told him, "Do not
Do
do it.
not
It's
get
not going to
cornrows.
catch. You have a bald spot in the side of your head. It's not going to look good." And what did that fool did? The
Get
nigga got
cornrows.
cornrows.
we got the corals anyway. His shit
He
look
went and got
fucking
he got the
decent.
Kawhi Leonard cornrows.
He got
His
the
shit
and
look
Kawhi,
his
and he had
shit
a
was
fucking decent.
patch.
disconnected.
The shit started. It was a patch with the braids with the hang time, and then it continued with another set of hang time, and then he tried to put some maize in that shit. And I told him, I swear to God, I told you not to do it. He didn't listen to nobody until I told him, please cut your hair and get yourself a boozy fade. Because that's the only thing that will fit your fucking head. Now he ended up doing that, but I feel like sometimes like even though like it sounds mean, I know sometimes it doesn't come out of meanness. Sometimes it's just like um if you clean yourself up better, I feel like people will look at you better because I do see now we've had some people in there that look raggedy, and I don't care what anybody say. You can wear whatever the fuck you want. If you're going out there looking raggedy, somebody's clowning you, especially in DC.
Right.
Oh yeah, especially here. Oh yeah, you going
Especially in
definitely.
DC.
Yeah.
Come out there in some raggedy ass New Balances.
Oh yeah.
Niggas will
Hey,
clown.
why do you have them soggy ass 229s on?
Oh, I'm about
Nigga,
to crack on your shit,
nigga,
boy. Bring that ass here, boy.
nigga, walk around Brooklyn looking fucked up. Oh man.
Yo, remember this shit?
Oh
Like,
man.
remember the one of the Vines, I think it was out of Bama Instagram video where the New York dude walked up to a little Jewish kid. He's like, yo, dead ass my nigga. If anybody come up with the cut like that, I'd be really fucking mad too.
Yo, dead ass, my nigga.
Man.
That ass, my
And he
nigga.
said that to a little white Jewish kid. Now he was being funny, but most people don't
Man,
like that.
listen.
And like people say, like you should dress like whatever the fuck you want, but at the same time, people are judging you for your looks, especially black people. We hold like saying
I'm
like it or
coming.
not, we do hold ourselves to a fucking standard.
Yeah, we do. I feel like it's a time and
Right.
place. I feel like it's a time and place for certain situations. I don't feel like it's necessary for you to get a bunch dressed up to go around the corner to the grocery store. But I feel like, you know what I'm saying, having your hair done and prepared to get on the plane would be more suitable than wearing a bonnet. I understand. You know what I'm saying? But slippers and a sweatshirt or something like that, I don't know. I just feel like do what makes you happy. You could wear a bonnet and still look good.
I would say this. I'm leaning and like even though I sound me, I am leaning on black women's hair because I understand, especially if you have 4C hair and all that shit. That shit is a fucking hassle to take care of sometimes. And like all the women that go on that natural, it's a lot of money to get the moisturizers and all that other shit for your hair and all that other stuff. I understand fully. When I was in the military, like black women couldn't get at this time. Black women could not get dreads. They allow it now. But back then, they had to do with them tight ass Moesha braids, which took
Oh
fucking
man,
hours, or they
mo
wore
to
ugly
the
ass
Damn.
white people wigs that
mo
looked like
to the
fucking broomsticks. I hated it.
mo
It's
to
like,
the e to the mo to the.
it's like, it's like, and so women they had the choice either wear them ugly ass broomstick joints, get the Moesha braids, or come
Or cut
outside
your
looking like
hair.
Esther Roll on Good Times.
Or cut your
They
hair.
had. It's like I'm like
Damn.
and look, like I said, like yeah, like I said, and let me cut this short. I get what Monique's saying. These are like, but I also get what Q's saying. It's like if I'm going to the grocery store, it's like it's not all that serious. If I'm going to like
Right.
down the street, this is what I'm saying. Now, if I'm going to pick up my kid because he's being bad, I'm gonna at least like have some type of casual clothes on. And also this is how you know the difference between men and women because we can put on a white beater in jeans or a white beater in shorts. No one's gonna say shit to us because they're probably thinking we're either going playing basketball or we're just
Or it's
going out
hot.
because it's hot.
Right.
Like
But
Yeah.
I like women, y'all got so much other shit like people like clown you,
I feel like
and
it
I
takes
do think it's unfair.
yeah,
it,
that's all my thing is. I feel like it's just too much pressure on a black woman to hold. Like it's not necessary. Like I just feel
But
like
there's pressure on us too. It's not like it's just.
yeah,
But go ahead, Crystal.
But
well,
oh yeah,
but
yeah,
the
yeah.
reason there's so much pressure on the
Hold on,
woman,
Dion. Hold on, Dion.
yeah,
when
Hold on, Dion. Go ahead, Crystal.
I'm in the street with my son and something serious happens, I need whoever is analyzing or taking down my report to not look at me as the main character, what they put in media and stuff as ghetto and ratchet, and to take my word for what it is. Because at the end of the day, what is represented as a ghetto woman? The woman who's wearing what? What is she wearing? A fucking bonnet and
Or
clothes that
hair,
you're supposed
or
to
hair
see.
rollers.
So I need my voice and the way that I'm represented to be. I don't have, it would be nice, like I said in the previous we had, it would be nice to be able to rest, to be vulnerable, to relax. But as relaxed as the society is, I always have to stay on my toes. I don't have time to be looking or get caught looking what they supposedly think is ratchet, even if I want to be comfortable. I better go to Victoria's Secret and get me a little sweatpants that has a matching top and call it a fucking day. Because I have too much to lose if I'm caught out in the street with a bonnet when something serious happens. They're not going to take my fucking word for it. I can tell you that right now.
Damn.
I believe it.
Yeah,
I definitely believe it.
yeah, yeah.
I think we said all that needs to be said. Any last words before we move on to our final topic?
She punched me in the face.
wow, that was random.
But no, she's absolutely right, and I have to absolutely understand exactly where she's coming from. Maybe it was just I don't know in the manner of what it was said or who said it, or it's just I don't know. I just but I agree with her.
Okay. Father, you done sent me something on in our chat, and like uh I like even though I watched the video, I feel like you could explain it better. Can you like explain the video that you were sending me?
So the video that I sent to you was of a woman talking about how gay black men and straight black men like kind of have to traverse the world, and she was saying how straight black men we're raised to be coddled, but with gay black men they were never coddled, so they had to get shit on their own. Black women had to get shit on their own, but when it came to straight black men, we've been coddled so much, so we always looking for somebody to take care of us, and that was basically the gist of what she was saying.
Now that part, I'm not gonna lie. When I heard coddled, and I was like, bruh, I was never coddled as a kid, nor like, and
I'm
like,
laughing. I'm laughing purely out of just personal experience and flashbacks when I heard that statement because I watched that video. Oh man! Speaking as a motherfucker who was literally neglected when my fucking sister was born.
When she came out, by the way, good
You'll
job.
be okay. Get over it.
Nigga,
so
coddled by who? Coddled by what? What? Bitch, what?
now I will say this: both my parents, they loved us all equally. Maybe they loved us all equally. So I was like, I was never coddled, and I was a knucklehead, and all that other stuff. But Father, I would like to hear from you first. How do you feel about? Do you feel like she had a point for what she was saying?
The only thing I think she had a point in was when she was talking about gay men, because like a lot of what she said about gay men was actually true. But I think her argument fell off when she was trying to project certain things about black men that isn't really true. And plus, she was talking about the shit, but her narrative was wrong. It wasn't in the right place. See, with black men, you have to understand that we are probably the most like disenfranchised people in the United States. So when it comes to like, we weren't even allowed to be in the homes when the welfare checks were coming in. That's how like brutal this system was against us. So when it comes to certain things about black men, yeah, there's going to be a lot of fucked up shit. There's going to be a lot of shit that, other people are going to look at us and be like, yo, what the fuck? But at the same time, the reason why we had these type of conversations in the first place is to acknowledge what happened to us so we can heal and move on from it. And the problem is that there are so many people who feel like they have a lane to speak on black men as if they know what the fuck is going on with us when they really have no idea. And it's been very, very prominent with these TikTok fake feminists to say certain shit about black men that have absolutely no relevance to fixing any type of problems that we have whatsoever. They just turn on the fucking camera and talk shit as if they went to school learning about the ins and outs of how black men operate. And I'm here, and a lot of people are here to say, shut the fuck up, because a lot of the things that they are saying, they don't offer any solutions. It just feels like a slam session for black men. Now, at the same time, while saying that, I understand that there are a lot of black men that are abusive, that have said a lot of fucked up shit, things, and that have generally got it wrong. You know what I'm saying? And when we talk about those things, we should talk about them in the proper conversation. But don't use your platform to degrade a people you really don't understand. Because whenever I hear these types of narratives, they're just showing you that they really don't understand what we fucking been through. There was another fucking TikTok video talking about how black men and white women are closer in proximity than what we think. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck are you talking about? Just because you see a whole bunch of Negroes fucking on white women, all of a sudden they have their mutual best interests at heart? Shut the fuck up. You sound like one of those people that went to like a white college or whatever. They had you writing essays on how to disrespect your black men, and then you go on TikTok and you regurgitate the same talking points they was talking about back in the fucking 40s. So when it comes to these certain types of conversations, what I think needs to happen is there needs to be a way where people acknowledge what has happened to black men, and also the things that could be done to change the dynamic, to change the narrative, to change, whatever is plaguing and holding us down as a community. Because regardless of how you feel about anyone within the black community, there are going to be black men, there are going to be black women, there are going to be, black disabled, there's going to be black LGBT, there's going to be black folks all over the place of all different sizes and creeds and nationalities and whatever. So if we're going to fix the problem and if we're going to have conversations, let it be productive. Because I'm not trying to hear another fake feminist sitting there talking about black men are this and black men are that. Like, no.
Or as I like to refer to them, the niggas ain't shit brigade. That's basically what it is.
If niggas ain't shit, then you bitches ain't Mother Teresa either.
So I do have a question when you're done. If you're done.
Go ahead.
I watched the TikTok. What generation do you think she's part of? Do you think she's part of like the 90s generation or the current generation as we're dealing with?
She gotta be like 20 something.
I would say she's current.
Okay, so if she's part of the current generation, I think that her perception of black men is highly misplaced, because the women of this current generation uses their manipulation to get a lot of shit. So if she's putting the gay men in the current generation that's of now, where the gay men manipulate a lot of different people to get what they want. I know she said something different, but what it is manipulation. A lot of the businesses and corporations, especially in Hollywood, are owned and operated by gay men. So her whole response to the black men and putting them in a fucking box to win what she feels or her ideology is pure bullshit, and she should never speak on something that she personally, I bet you she wasn't even raised by a black man. Because how could you spit that garbage? He must be a simp or something, because I don't see how you can get on a platform and degrade a black man without knowing the ins and out of how he moves and what he's fucking been through. Because if you did, your mouth wouldn't even form what garbage came out of your mouth. It doesn't make any sense.
I hope God blesses you, Crystal.
Thank you.
God damn. Y'all heard what she said? She said what she fucking said. God damn.
Mic drop, son. Mic drop.
Y'all, like,
Right,
sometimes we don't
right.
even need
I
to
listened
speak.
to that, and the only question I kept asking myself over and over again is, who hurt this woman?
Everybody.
Who hurt this woman?
Society.
She hurt herself.
Society.
You know what she did? She got on a bike, fell off, saw the nearest black man, and be like, bitch!
You did this to me. It's like, what?
Yeah, it's something totally wrong with the fact that she's she's uplifting a
Can
gay
I?
man
No,
that even look at her. They want to be like her. They want to be like her. So it's something freaking wrong. They don't want to help her. They don't want to lead her. They want
oh
to be who she is. That strength. Get the fuck out of here, y'all.
man, this is the part that bugged me. Oh, okay. On one hand, I get what she was saying about how, okay, the mistreatment of, homosexuals and this, that, third, you know what? I get that. She was speaking some truth on that. You know, they do go through a lot of bullshit they should not have to fucking go through because of their sexuality. But I can't help but sit here and be like, okay, again, who hurt you? What type of men you goddamn dealing with?
Right.
Because most black men, straight, in particular straight black men, we're basically taught that, our feelings don't mean shit.
You ain't a man if you can't provide.
That too. I was about to say that next. you know, and we're primarily just taught, if X, Y, Z happens, just suck it up and take it. So it's just like, again, that's the reason I laughed so hysterically about that coddling comment. Like, what? You clearly do not understand the mindset and the struggles of not just a black man, but men in general.
Also, what men are you looking at that you see that are coddled? Because
Right.
a lot of it, even like if they by single mothers, they're looked at as the man of the house instead of like having a father figure or at least a positive male figure around. Most of the kids,
Right, you are the father figure.
yeah, you're the father figure. But go ahead, Dion.
Man, someone needs to sit this girl down and have a talk with her, because wow, she's clearly been like confused and misled by someone or something. I don't know who or what she's used to.
Right.
But no.
Because we mentioned the word cuddled, right? If we look up the definition, it means to hold close in one's arm as a way of showing love or affection. Okay, for a black man to be gay, what are the stories? And for each person's experience, what is the stories of how they became gay in the first place? Because it wasn't having love and affection. I'll tell you that right off the top. It was none of that.
Most and then okay, I feel bad for saying.
And if it was a lure.
I'm
you know,
again, I don't, I haven't even said what I'm about to say out loud yet, and I already feel bad. But
Here.
most homosexuals that I've met and I know, they were raped or molested at some point.
Yes, that's both of my cousins.
Again, just I'm cringing right now saying this out loud, but like, duh. That seems like the common ground, the common story.
D Wolf, you got anything to say?
Nah, oh man, it's funny. I remember a tweet I had retweeted something. Somebody was saying, children, they're not even, when it comes to children, they're not even getting the attention they need when it comes to child molesters, this and the other. So that comment reminded me of it, and where was I going? So I retweeted it and I said,
I'll do you one better. Hold on, D Wolf. I'll do you one better.
yeah.
A black family will shun the gay, uncle, cousin, or whatever, before they shun the child molester in the family.
It's true, man. But I was going to go even further. That when these things were brought up in public, you know what's said about it now, right? And this is a big problem. They're trying to make movies of this, and those things are getting blacklisted, so nobody's picking it up with the whole child trafficking thing, and protecting these child molesters and this and the other. And I don't know. I was saying, so what about this whole? This whole Me Too is because of the whole pedophile thing. But when people bring it up, you want to say, oh, it's a whole conspiracy, a QAnon, blah, blah, blah. But what about Epstein and the island? And, and guess what happened? A lot of them are groomed. Then they themselves, the victims, became, they were doing what he did. They were his enforcers. It starts from that level. So why can't we talk about this? Why isn't there no Me Too for children that are dealing with this shit? Because this is a factor in that.
See, you reminded me of another saying: hurt people.
Yeah.
So for this woman to, like I said, form her, the whole thing is just stupid because you're trying to compare a gay black man with a straight man, and both equally have their own strengths, but you're trying to make the man who chose to be feminine over a man who just wants to be himself, which in my
then it's not even a choice. It was again, a lot of these cats were raped and molested and whatever when they were young, and it was something that was basically forced upon them, and now they don't know how to. They can't. It's too late to reverse that shit. They are who they are because of what was done to them.
Right, exactly. I agree with you. They don't really have a choice. They can get help where needed if they want help. Maybe they like it, whatever the case is. But
Kevin Spacey, the same thing happened to him. His father was doing that to him. Then now look at him. He had to go to another country and hide from all the former child stars that were accusing him, because he started off at that level. Him and his brother. The father was molesting him.
If it's not their choice, then we know that they should be getting help if needed. If not, then, and they're okay with that lifestyle, that's fine. Respect to them. But what she's doing is very dangerous. The same thing that black women are going through, she's trying to bring that garbage to the black men being pitted against themselves. And it's dangerous because it's about sexuality and their man. Why attack the black manhood? What are you trying to fucking do on your platform is what I'm really asking. How is this resolving anything? Like Fada brought up. It's not solving anything. It's just spitting garbage and entertaining the masses.
I just want them to have a conversation. much like some of my shows that I do like is the Grapevine, and Father put me on that. I love the Grapevine. Like some people, but I've always said this: you got to have conversation with people outside of your echo chamber, because I feel like I think a lot of these people need to see the world outside of their own views or something like that. Get out of your safe space, go explore the world and some shit like that. Because I feel like a lot of these especially some of these younger women, they have these uh, ideas and visions of how some of these black men are from like I guess not even from their own experience, from like other people's experience and all that other stuff. And I feel like a lot of them don't really explore what's out there and all that other stuff. So they just like
Uh,
take other people's word for gospel instead of just looking out of there. It's just but for
but they
mostly,
out
I
here
just want
listening to
people to
people
have
who ain't got their shit
conversations,
together.
huh?
But they out here listening to people who ain't got their shit together, who ain't in no form of stable relationship, and that be it romantically, with their family, nothing. Because let's be real, whatever demons you face when it comes to your family, your relatives, whatever, that shit translates into whatever you do sexually or romantically. That shit translates.
Which is why I said like they got to get out of their own safe spaces. Maybe like even just like have a conversation with someone you don't agree with, just to see where like their head stands at, or like just get a different opinion of someone else's. Just like because I've always said this, like even though I don't like them, like if I ever like see a clan member, I wanted to have a conversation with them I just want to pick their brain as like why they like this and all that other stuff. Like I've had conversations with feminists, and then like I don't like the way they think, but the fact that like I had conversation with them, I just want to see where their head is at and why do they think like this. But I do feel like a lot of these people, like you really gotta one. I think for one, you need to get your facts straight, because the fact that you think men are coddled, like I said, I don't know if it's this generation, but like I said, like when you like for men, if we fall on our ass, we got to get back up.
They're
Right.
talking
Right.
about the rich. They're taling about the rich men, the rich right men.
Who's
They were
Even
probably
then, them
they are the ones that
motherfuckers,
are coddled.
and even then, them
Hell,
motherfuckers kill themselves.
there are rich black men who like okay, they already are because they got that shit by the fucking selves. They weren't helped in
Mm-hmm.
any motherfucking way. They weren't coddled in any motherfucking way.
No.
They literally had to
Yep.
scratch and claw to become who and what the fuck they are.
But you see what happens when they try to speak and they try to tell people the right way. It's they immediately throw politics in there and make them, the right wing,
Oh,
this, that, and the other.
don't get me started on like politics and
Like,
religion and
yeah, but
how
they throw that
how
in there and use
bullshit
it as a
fucks the
weapon. That's
game
why they're
up.
not
Don't get me
allowing us to
started
get
on
to that
that.
level, is what I'm saying. That's why they're not allowing us to get to that level, because it will block those voices. So we're not thinking about the right way to do things. We have ourselves distracted by entertainment and this, that, and the other. What should be our goals and not what
Oh
our goals
man.
need to be.
Uh, when it comes to just the divide between men and women and the entertainment industry, that's a whole other. Ooh, that's a deep rabbit hole. Whew,
Oh yeah, I go down those rabbit holes.
whew,
Hollywood's a sick place. I'm gonna just say that Hollywood.
Yeah,
whew.
been
That's
there,
not just
been there,
that's not
lived
just a
there,
rabbit
so I
hole. That's a
know.
labyrinth. Whew.
I lived there, so I know.
Right. And I think a lot of regular people just wonder how like did they get away with this stuff. I said it's Hollywood. I said I swear they live on
Regular
a
motherfuckers
different time
suffer
than
the
regular
most
people do.
because of the bullshit that's portrayed by Hollywood.
Yep.
Dog, like, oh, now we're expected to be like so and so in the music videos and the TV shows and the movies and shit. It's just like, no, life doesn't fucking work like that.
Yep.
Well, I just
That's
want to.
all we're seeing, though. That's all we're seeing. This is pumped in. Like, yo, come on.
Okay, this nigga makes records and shit that go from thousands, millions of dollars or whatever. This man is a rapper that's doing X amount of shows and got a new song out every other month or whatever the fuck, and you're trying to compare me to Drake or whoever the fuck kiss the blackest part of my ass.
I just want to state that I am not for the feminist movement. I really think it's bullshit. I just wanted to state that fact.
But see, the thing about in quotations feminism, okay, it started from, here's my thing. I feel like it started from a good place. It was initially about equality amongst men and women and this, that, and the third, but then the wrong people got involved in that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's to the point because now current day feminists, what they want isn't equality, they want favoritism. You want to you want to be on the same level as men, socially and economically or whatever the fuck, but at the same time you still want to be catered to and just because you're a woman. And it's just like, no, that's not how it works.
And
You
with
gotta take
this,
the good and the bad. No.
yeah, and with this, we could circle back to the beginning when we were talking about BLM, right? Who was running it? Who are the ones in charge? Aren't they the feminists and this and the other? And now you see, it's all. Oh my god!
No one fucking
And they
knows
use the
anymore.
feminism as a weapon,
Man.
as they always do. They always use a movement that was supposed to be legit, and they just pervert it and that's why that's one of the arguments against progressivism. There shouldn't be an ism after that shit. Just to be progress. So with progressivism, you don't stop. You just don't stop. With progress, you stop. What needs to be changed and you move on. That's progress. But with progressivism, it keeps going on. For instance, with the smoking thing, remember, you can smoke anywhere, right? Then we find out what smoking does and it kills this and the other. Okay, fine. Makes sense. Let's restrict it from certain areas where you can fuck with people. But now we have it solely in the bars. Okay? It should have stopped there. That's progress. Now you choose to go enter a place where you have to deal with this. But progressivism, what they did not let it stop. So now you can't, in a bar, now you have to actually sit at the bar with a cigarette. Or now they built a little area for you to have an only smoking area. Then it moved on to them, no, you have to be outside the building. Now you have to be around the corner or in your car. It doesn't stop. And this is what they do.
Hey.
Any last words before we move on to our final thoughts?
No.
All right. So we're gonna get into our final thoughts, and we're gonna start with Q the Rescott.
Of course. Why?
This is the first time I ever started you first. It's usually Dion.
I'm just joking. Today is a lovely day for me, right? Why? Because for the first time in history, LeBron James will be going home in the first round.
That's the wrong game.
20. The people are getting beat by 20. We don't have. We really don't have basketball.
Shout out to the Denver Nuggets. They just beat Portland earlier.
We don't really have a sports section in this podcast. So whenever I can, sprinkle a little sport, something into there, I got to do it. You know what I'm saying? So I just felt like, yeah, I had to do it. Hey, and I seen Geechee Gotti versus Cassie.
Geechee Gotti versus who?
Cassie J.
Oh yeah,
man.
Yeah,
Man.
That was bad.
Yeah,
that was bad.
It was like, no. It was like, no, Geechee, stop. Is that no? Man, in the face, not in the face. Like it was one of those. It was one of those.
Geechee got his ass kicked.
Casey J got her ass kicked.
Nah, Geechee was out there bullying her. just treating her like a little girl,
Like a little girl.
like a little
I was
girl.
I was gonna say redheaded stepchild, but okay.
like they was playing basketball for love.
I hate that movie. But anyway,
Are you talking about Love and Basketball?
Yeah, I
I
was.
hate that movie. I hate that movie
Yeah,
with
I
a
was.
passion.
I was talking about Love and Basketball, and then he took,
I hate that movie with a passion.
Then Geechee took the knee brace off and just dunked on her. Like
I
it
hate
was
that
just
movie with a
bad.
fucking passion.
It was
Play for your
bad.
heart.
Yeah, no, fuck no.
Play for these
Like,
nuts. I hate that
what
shit. That
what
movie
type
was
of
stupid.
that was like the dumbest. I'm sorry. I like the entire movie except that part.
The ending, the ending to me, the ending ruined the entire movie.
Yeah.
There was no point in them going through all the shit they went through just for that happened at the end of that fucking movie.
Boy, have you ever
There
been
was
in
no
a toxic
point,
relationship? What?
Terrible.
man. No, I mean, to answer your question, yes. To that extent, no.
What? What? That was, it made sense from a toxic point of view. It's just
It did.
I'm not a
It was a
toxic
very
person, so that shit was bullshit to me. Anyway,
what's the key word? What's that key word to that whole sentence, Dion?
toxic.
I'm not a toxic person. Yeah, you will not understand.
I mean, I have toxic moments, but it is what it is. Anyway,
But nah, basically
we
I
all
was
have our toxic moments, damn
but
it.
yeah, a couple movies I've watched recently. I can't think. It's one movie with Jason Statham. I think that's his name, and he's some type of like mob boss. It was great. It's a great movie. Monster Hunters. I watched that. That was great.
The fuck?
Yeah, Monster Hunters. That was a great movie. It was there's a Batista movie I can't think of.
Dead
Army of the
Army.
Dead.
I actually like
Yeah,
that one. Dead
that
Army was good. I saw that. Dead Army was good.
that was my
You mean
favorite.
Army of the Dead?
Yeah, the Army. Yeah,
Army of the Dead, Dead Army, whatever. Point
whatever
is,
it was.
it was a good movie.
Either way, my favorite.
Yeah, I
part of
plan
the
on
movie,
watching that.
My favorite part. Oh man, I can't say nothing there.
Please do. It was actually entertaining. Please do watch that.
Yeah, but to say I can't spoil anybody, but it's a very, very greatly produced movie. Oh my god, it was amazing.
Zack Snyder, man.
It was oh man, he never fails to amaze me. Oh man, it was great.
Mm-hmm.
That entire storyline, and then when they did what they did, and then the thing found out, it was like, oh yeah.
Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing else. Don't say nothing else.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say nothing
Don't
else.
say nothing
It was
else.
just that. That
Don't
was
say
just
nothing
that.
else.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's all you're gonna get from me.
Don't say nothing
I'm like
else.
Marshawn Lynch. I'm just here so I don't get fined. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, nigga.
I'm thankful. I'm thankful. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, nigga.
Yeah, but yeah, those are some movies I watched that was great. Yeah, that's a great movie, and I'm just looking forward to the next season of Invincible, whenever that comes out.
Oh, nigga. Don't get me started on Invincible. Dog. That shit was a roller coaster.
Dog, you want to talk?
That shit is a roller coaster. Oh
You want to
shit.
talk about emotional? I've never been so
Nigga.
confused. I've never been so confused in my life.
But the only thing I'm going to say is once you start the series, you're going to be confused about the shit. But the finale explains everything.
It was everything.
All right.
It was everything. That's all. That's it. That's all.
Definitely tuning into that. So I've been talking to Crystal about it. I'm like, yo, we got to start Invincible, man.
Invincible is fire.
Yeah, because
Y'all still haven't started.
She likes.
Crystal,
what was that shit again?
Crystal, I don't know what you're doing. I do not know what. But if I'm telling you, if you have
Amazon Prime, please watch Invincible.
Yeah, because she likes The Boys. The Boys.
This is
so it's like, yo, it's like the animated filler for that right now.
If you like The Boys, you'll love Invincible.
Exactly. Yeah, I figured.
This is raw, uncut,
Is it hard
uncensored.
than the boys?
Yeah, it's just
Because I
I think it's
If
from the
you
same
if
comic
you
book publisher
if you like
that
the
it's based
boys,
on.
you'll
if
love
you like the
Invincible.
boys, you'll love Invincible.
Yeah, I think it's like from the same publisher
Yeah,
of the
and
comics.
oh my god, it's going to send you to
The only,
if you like the
literally the
boys,
only
you'll love.
difference between the two is the boys is live action, Invincible is a cartoon, but it's just as
Hmm.
fucking gory as the boys.
is it like Devil's Man?
Personally, I like Invincible more than I like the boys.
Mm.
Oh no, I fucking love the boys.
I
I
do
fuck,
love the boys. I love the boys. The boys is a great show, but Invincible is amazing.
Okay, now understood.
You got just we're just gonna leave it alone. Just you gotta watch Invincible. We're
Okay,
not gonna say nothing else, but you gotta watch Invincible.
okay.
You have to binge watch that.
all right,
We're gonna want to have to talk about it. So
all right, Dion. The final thoughts is on you.
Ah man, for what I wanted to say, I was hoping you was gonna come to me last. But I got some shitty news today, and a close family friend of, like me and my mother or whatever. This lady was basically like another aunt to me. One of my mother's best friends fell victim to a murder suicide. Her husband stabbed her and killed her, and then turned around and hung himself. So again, going back to what we were saying about mental health, take that shit seriously, please. I don't know full on details, but from what I gathered from everything my mom told me, there was a lot going on there. You know, First of all, yes, take your mental health seriously, and second, if you're in whatever situation and that shit becomes abusive, whatever, get out of there, run, leave. There's no defending, there's no helping shit like that. Someone's gonna get hurt or worse. If you're in whatever abusive situation, regardless of who it is, I don't care how much you care and love that individual, run. Fucking run.
Yeah.
Yeah,
my condolences.
my condolences.
My condolences.
Crystal, you up next.
All right. So, this what I'm about to say specifically is for simps. I'm big on.
Stop.
Even start yet.
No, but
Let her
just
go.
if you're any form, if you're a simp, stop.
Okay, no, they enable women like the one that had to post about gay man versus straight man. Like that was a waste of fucking time. And what creates women like that are simps. So I
Which
did
is why I say stop.
I did put a post on my Facebook page, so I'm just gonna read off of that, and hopefully I'm not too long. But basically, when men cater to weak bitches, I don't know why it shocks them that they get fucked over, like you didn't see it coming. And when you leave a strong woman for a weak one, guess what? You will never ascend in life with a parasite. Men who cater to women, that the women use their sympathy stories to make them feel that she didn't have the slightest clue of how much she was fucking you over because of her mental issues, are the type of men that should never reproduce. Because they will never see that they are of no help to her. They're just an enabler of her narcissistic ways. Simps enable women like that to feel that they are entitled to their time, energy, money without them putting the slightest effort or pride, like Monique was saying, into themselves, leading them to think that without any work on herself, she can sit in a queendom and take over a kingdom. Simps are made every day, and that is how. Stop it, like Dion said.
Damn.
All right, D Wolf, you up next?
Um, what I'll just say what like the big news of the week, I guess. Like, yo, what about them emails? I'll
Wait,
leave
what?
it at that. Those Fauci
Wait, what?
emails.
Ah, man.
Explain.
I'm like,
Oh,
okay, man. The science is in. The science is in. He kept saying that. How you say the science is in, but flip flop each time? And then when we ask you about it, well, like, well, you said the science was in. If you never used to say that after every line, every lie, we would have been like, okay, it makes sense. You're tired. You know, the pressure is on you. You're looking, but you're responding to every email though. Every email. And people, and you're like halfway agree. You're agreeing and acknowledging what they were telling you about the whole mask thing and all that stuff. Then you go on camera and say, okay, this seems like something I have better control over. Everybody, yeah, yeah. So let's forget the fact that the masks aren't doing something. They do something, and they keep flip flopping. It's so they get caught up in their lies, and people are just still silent about it. People are still enforcing this shit. I'm like, what else do you need to wake up? And a thing, I retweeted something because somebody asked the same thing I just asked. What about the Fauci emails? And in someone's response to it, they said, yeah, but nothing will come of it. So I said, let me see if I bring it up. I said, I retweeted it. I said, here's the problem. When shit like this comes out, when shit like this comes out, the first thing people like to say is nothing will come out of it. Your words, everybody's words, are as powerful as theirs, and I'm talking about the controllers. As powerful as a prayer. That's why when they get away with shit, that's why they get away with shit, because they have more faith in their lives than you do in exposing them. You understand? Nobody's saying anything. Nobody's talking. They're just obeying. You know, this is why they ain't getting away with it. Because you're not lifting your voices, yo. Everybody just needs to stand up and say shit, but nobody wants to. And they wonder why nothing comes out of it. When the proof is right in their face that they're lying to us, they're manipulating us. What do you think is happening? Because everybody's afraid to say the truth and what's going on with these people, the agenda, all that shit. But they're afraid of reprisals. They're afraid to say these things out loud because you know what's going to happen. You know, they're going to call you all kinds of names. They're going to call you like a conspiracy theorist or, and I'm like, yo, these are the same people that like to meditate and believe in crystals and like astral project and shit like that. But what we're saying is crazy. And we believe in what you're saying too, because we experience these things. So why not take what we're saying seriously? Why you have to ridicule us? And that's part of the whole game they're playing, to make us seem crazy. But it's being confirmed every day. Just like those emails. Nobody's saying anything. So yeah, I'll just end it there.
All right, Father, is on you.
Whew. First off, my condolences, Dion.
yeah. Thanks.
I guess for my final thoughts for today, you know what? I'm really enjoying Crystal and D-Wolf. I'm enjoying it. That's my final thought.
Appreciate that.
Ditto.
Oh man, having y'all here has been a blessing. Not even gonna start.
Thank you.
I'm just saying, this was a nice episode.
Oh yeah.
First, my condolences, Dion. Um, like that shit was about to be something that happened in the Navy. It's the same thing like a murder suicide thing. That shit was sad. Uh, I guess I will leave this with a quote from Malcolm X. I don't know if this relates to anything, but I just like this quote. Be peaceful, be courteous, obey the law, respect everyone. But if someone puts his hands on you, send him to the cemetery. I just like
Amen.
that quote. I always like that quote because I do feel like where most people are like turn the other cheeks. I'm like, nah. If someone hits you, you might want to put him to the ground.
Can,
I'm Old
can,
Testament with that.
can you
Straight up.
can you do me a favor and say that quote one more time because I feel like someone's going to hear this and they need that.
All right. Be peaceful, be courteous, obey the law, respect everyone. But if someone puts his hands on you, send him to the cemetery.
Hey man,
Yeah. Talk soft, but always carry a big stick.
I like that one too.
Yeah, a president said that.
brother.
Teddy Roosevelt said
Yeah,
that.
Teddy Roosevelt
Mhm.
said that one. I remember
Yeah.
that. Or,
Shoot,
you know, I will also quote Riley Freeman. I say, throw that bitch from the sideline, let her stargaze from outside.
shoot. I will not choose violence. When the violence chooses me, it's out of my hands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
uh, also, shit. I would like to thank the panel for jumping on this podcast again. This was a great episode. As Father said, this is a very great episode. And I would like to thank for all y'all for listening to hear us talk our shit again. This is, you know what, Let Me Stay podcast and we signing out. Peace.
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 Love
Thank you.
peace.
Yeah.